Hey, you guys! It's Drunk Monkey 42 here. Um, we're here live, doing our D&D session. We've been gone for about a month. We had a couple of vacations and then work schedule issues. But we're here today. We're on our episode 8. Be titled later because I don't know. I couldn't think of anything really for the title. So I will do a quick little rundown. Not a whole lot happened from the last session. Oh, and before I forget, I'm jumping ahead of myself here. Let me introduce you to the players at the table real fast. So who we have, and I want to start on one side of the table. We have Riley, who plays Mal. She's our Druid / Rogue. We have Justin, who plays Thoron, who is our Paladin player. We have Zach next to him, who is playing our wizard. Yeah, I know. Who's playing our wizard. Next, then on the other side, we have Sarah, who is playing our cleric. And we got Ron, who is playing two characters. He is playing Bart, who is a fighter warlock, and Bertram, who is Paladin warlock. Thank you. Bart, who is a Paladin warlock, and Bertram, who is the fighter rogue. Thank you, and everything. So we so that is who we have at the table here. They are different races, and everything else. I mentioned that in the beginning. Basically in the same order: human, dwarf, dragonborn, dwarf, human. Which I don't know if in that, yes, it says right there in the message. Thank you for posting that. Appreciate that. Okay, so do a recap. Where our group was is they were exploring the 6th level of the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Here, this level was dedicated to a dwarven king and the gods that he serves. Upon which, coming down here, they did come across the Dugar dwarfs that were plundering and raiding this area. They were also the dwarfs that they were looking for that had the knife to the Hobgoblin King in a prior floor that they made a vow to the Queen to get the dagger back. After making a deal and taking care of their deal, they went back and gave the dagger back to the king, celebrated with the return of it, went back to their home, rested, got news of a jewel that was stolen that was keeping two factions from going after each other. And they tasked with that. They went back to the Undermountain to continue on with the floors to find it. Now they came back to the 6th floor. They were going through trying to root out any other Dugar before moving on. But finding out the Dugar did loot and left. They also came across the demons that were trapped in statues. And they exorcised the hell out of the demons. Tough, long battle, but they took care of them and sent them back to the 9 hells they came from. From there, they explored a little bit more, trying to find if there's any other things that may help along the way, or any other enemies that they need to take out to clear this floor to make it back to being a what's the term I'm looking for? A place of solitude. Basically not being raided. They came across a few Gray Slaads. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correct again. Salads. Salad. Oh, they're kind of like salads, yes. They took care of them and defeated them. They left off in a hallway where they had just defeated one that had taken the resemblance of a old mage, an old sorcerer wizard type person with long gray hair kind of slightly receding a little bit, long gray beard, black cloak. But when hit by a moonbeam, revealed that it was another Gray Slaad. They had just defeated him, and that's basically where we left off. They had just gotten rid of, or they had just killed him. They're in the hallway, and their decision to proceed on with what they're doing or move to the next floor. With that, I am going to go ahead and flip back over to the map. There's the map. And ask you guys, what do you want to do? And you can go ahead and unmute your mics.
Still haven't found the jewel, have we?
As far as I know, we haven't.
Keep on keeping on, or do we want to take a rest? Alright, let's keep on keeping on. Which direction do we need to go? I got turned around over here chasing this guy.
Big time turned around.
We could back up this hallway towards this direction. It could be, I think that's where we were heading correctly.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, that is which direction you guys were heading.
Alright, let's go.
All right. If you guys would group back up for me in this spot right here, then I can go ahead and grab you and yeah, just get into your marching order.
Dwarves go marching by two. Huzzah!
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 All right.
Adventure!
Adventure!
Okay. And we good right there?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll just take you guys. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try not to rotate you because that seemed like it messed up last time. So I'm just going to kind of right here in the hallway and ask if we're going forward or are we checking out the door.
Yeah, let's check out the door.
Yeah, let's check out the door.
Okay.
I mean, move up. To
Don't need to move your icons. We're just going to leave the icons there and just use kind of the theatrical of the mind. So if somebody's doing the door, we'll do the door, and I'll move icons, or we'll move icons once stuff has been situated or whatnot. Okay. So again, you guys choose to go ahead and check out the door.
Yes.
Okay. Who's checking the door and doing what?
Oh,
I'll bust it down.
You want to bust it down?
No, this
Busted
is
it
sacred.
Oh, God.
Use your wand. No, don't use your wand. Not secret. Send right here.
You check the traps.
I can. Check for traps.
Okay. Check for traps. Yeah.
This is
Roll
cautious
a
will ever be.
investigation check. It's investigation. Yes. Investigation. Nice. Let's see here for this door. Let's see here. Nope, this stone door that is in front of you does not appear to be locked or trapped in any way.
I knock. And then I open the door.
Okay. As the door opens up, it is on hinges. The hinges are a little creaky, so it does open up. Yeah. So you open up the door? Are you walking in?
Yeah.
Okay. Is everybody going or yes? Okay, then I'll just let me just I am going to move you guys into the room and then I'll describe the room for you, and then on top of that, I will go ahead and make sure that door is opened. Because I remembered how to do that. So now the door is opened. That door is. Okay. So as you guys walk in the middle of the room, not saying where your icons are at, is where you're at. In the middle of the room rests a granite block, 8 feet long, 3 foot wide, and 2 feet tall. You also see about 60 limestone urns that rest in the dusty walls notches. So there's notches all over the walls, and you see these urns in each one of them.
Mal, don't touch anything,
Please.
Touch.
please.
I touched her.
Is there anything written on the urns that we can see?
I'll help you look at that.
I mean, if you want to roll, that's fine. I wasn't going to make you, but if you want to warm up your dice and roll, that's absolutely fine too. It's an easy roll.
Was it investigation? 15.
Okay. There's nothing written on them. They are waxed sealed. They are sealed with wax. They're fairly dusty and have a little bit of weight to them. But nothing is really written on them at all.
Is there anything written like around the niches? Like
Since I am proficient in
Not really, but I will say
they
with
marked?
that roll, and I'm going to carry this over with with just you kind of doing a little look aroundy. You do notice that there are some wrappings that you saw that look familiar that were used to wrap the king that you found, and you see some once liquefied. There's not probably any in there now, but what appears to be maybe fluid of some sort.
I'm proficient with brewer's supplies. Do I know what this is?
Roll me with advantage. We'll call it history.
History?
Yeah, we'll call it history with
This
advantage.
is a mausoleum for dwarves.
18.
It's definitely not drinkable, and it's definitely not alcohol
Alright.
ish. It's not alcohol that you'd probably drink.
It's drinkable. It's not wise to drink.
I don't. Everything is drinkable at one point in time. You drink anything once, right? Yeah, it's not recommended to be drank. You got a sense that it's probably used in the sense of preserving.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Intelligence again. Yeah, I gotcha.
Embalming fluid.
Embalming fluid.
Yeah. Formaldehyde.
That's
Yummy. Yeah, don't
So,
drink
yes.
that.
anything.
Don't lick it.
Yes,
No,
go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
no.
You lick the wall. You lick the
Yeah, don't
I
lick the
had-
walls.
I had
Well,
issues with my
While they're doing that, Bertram's
Brain
gonna look
drain.
at that other door.
at the time.
The other door.
Yeah.
All right. Is he checking for
Just checking,
traps or okay? Yeah. Go ahead and roll investigation for trap checking. But yeah, as you guys are there, you realize that this chamber is used for mummifying the dwarfs for the
Looks good to me.
dead dwarfs. Yeah, you don't notice anything. It looks good
Dang.
as far as traps go. It looks good.
So it smells pretty rancid.
Do you want to open it?
I'll wait for him.
Formaldehyde.
Okay.
But I tell him it's okay. This door looks alright.
All right. But yes, this chamber is the mummification chamber. The dwarves once mummified their dead on top of that stone block.
Okay,
Bertram?
that makes sense.
part.
Is there
So
anything written on the stone block?
Oh.
I don't know why. I'm so
there
interested.
is nothing really written on the stone block.
There any like scrolls or anything left of like how the procedure would be done?
You probably would find that in the library, if anything. You can roll me a d20,
All right.
and we'll add your history modifier, whatever your history. Yeah, just roll a history. Never mind. Just roll a history check to see if you remember if you came across anything like that in the library.
14.
14. You did come across, I would say with a 14, yes, you came across something in the text that you were looking at that did mention, you skimmed over it, but you didn't really focus in on it because that wasn't something that you were looking for. It did, it had names of dwarfs that had been mummified and laid to rest and where they were located. But as far as steps to how the mummification process went, you didn't really come across that.
All right.
So, after viewing and checking out this chamber and looking at it, do you put that urn back, or yeah? Okay, you put it right back on the shelf. All right.
At the behest of my brother, I do.
Okay.
And a thorn.
Yeah.
Okay. It would have been funny if you opened it, but that's fine.
Just tempted.
The question is, did I say anything about it?
but-
Yeah, I would have said that. It's such a beautiful fault.
All right. So, Bertram's been kind of looking at the other door, waiting for you guys. So, what do you guys want to
We
do?
go through this door.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Who's opening it? I mean, it really doesn't matter, but
Bertram will open it.
Bertram,
He's
go ahead and open
standing
it
there.
now. Okay. All right. Bertram opens it. Nothing appears to happen to you. The door does open, and
He's been in this house.
that's leads you out into another hallway. You have a hallway that goes up, and you have the hallway that goes down. From the looks of it, looks like the hallway going down probably reconnects back to where you guys were at one point. So do you just want to check out? You want to head north and check that out, or are we wanting to? Or you want
We need to go.
You just tell me which way you guys are wanting
We
to
don't
go.
have very much of this. Let's go north.
Go north. Okay.
Or this way.
Okay. You just want, yeah, you want to go straight up that way?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to move the icons. Don't freak out about what's happening. I'm just moving you because I don't want to rotate. Okay. So please don't freak out because I have 4 of you in a pit. You're not in a pit.
I am the
You guys are not in a pit. I just put you there just so people can see the hallway. Okay, so you find the hallway does connect. It loops around this room.
Yeah.
It does connect, and there is a pit that is opened. That's right there. It appears to be jammed open.
Yeah.
Does it seem familiar?
It
Okay.
definitely does not seem familiar. It is a 10-foot wide, 20-foot deep pit that stands between parallel corridors to the north and south. You're on the south. You do notice the springs that held the pits covered shut have rusted to the point of malfunction, hence why the pit is opened. Again, you guys that are in there are not in the pit. I just did it for the whole. It glitched on us last time I tried to rotate you guys,
Yeah.
so I'm trying not to deal with
That was
that.
pretty weird.
Yeah. So with that being said, you guys are able to jump across. I believe we did the calculations, and a 10-foot wide gap.
Yeah.
You guys can jump and make across
Oh, I
easily.
do have the stilts.
We have the broom and the carpet. No, wait. We have the
You have the broom.
Yeah.
The carpet might be
Yeah,
a little
she's
too
got the
wide for the corridors, but
Okay.
you guys do have an option of using a broom. But either way, it's do you want to go north?
I'm jumping it, yeah.
Jumping? Is everybody jumping?
Sure.
Okay.
All at the same time.
All right. So
That'd
I'm
be
going to
hilarious.
actually take you, and I'm actually going to put you over to here. This is the other area I can put you in that won't require me to move you
Against the
around.
wall.
I'm in the wall.
Okay. So this is an empty room. It is dead end, but you can gather that it was once used as quarters by the Undermountain engineers. But the only reason why you get that is because of the markings and stuff that were there. Possibly could have had bed frames or something like that, and it's no longer there. The room has nothing but dust now. But it does make a very good resting area as there is only one way in.
Remind me again how long we've been in game since we had a long rest. I don't remember the.
Been about like
Actually, it's been a while because the same day, I believe the same day that's happened, you guys fought the demons. I don't think you took a rest after the
Took a
demon.
short rest.
You took a short rest, and then you saw the Zorn, and you left the Zorn, and they explored the rest, and they got into 2 other fights. So I would say it's been a pretty good day to where if you want to stop and take a long rest, that's absolutely fine.
This seems like a good place.
Yeah.
My leg isn't supposed to be in this.
Throw up tiny hut.
Bertram could use a rest.
Thoron.
Okay. No, that's absolutely fine. If you guys want to set up and take a long rest right here, that's absolutely fine.
I had the
No.
statues of the kings.
Thank you, Tiny Hut.
That's
Thank
right.
you for the time. Lord Helm.
How far away? No, we've locked that up.
Thanks.
Didn't we? I can't get back.
Oh, thank me. Thank Lord
You
Helm.
know how to get back there.
Religious people.
We didn't
But is it arcane mall?
Well, there's 3 of them.
All right, so-
You would have known.
Yeah.
Never a good sign.
Was this
No.
brother and sister talk?
We are a hosh posh.
No, this
people.
is-
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys deciding to bed down, take a long rest here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're spending the time to throw up a hut?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the casting time on that?
Ben, do you want me to cast it as a ritual or
That all
Spell
depends on
slot.
you. Do you want to use a spell slot, or do you want to cast it as a ritual?
I have the spell slot for it. Might as well just cast it as a spell slot.
Yeah, that works.
Sweet, just a minute.
Okay. Within a minute of you guys coming in here, and you're like, hey, you know what? This seems like a good spot. There's only one entrance. We don't really got to worry about it. And you position yourself to where Tiny Hut comes up and blocks off that area, that door. And do you darken Tiny Hut to where you can't see in?
Oh yeah, you can't see it.
Okay. So you guys can see out, because I believe how
Yeah.
it works. You can see out of it, but you darken it to where if somebody's on the outside, it looks like they're just looking at a dark room, basically. So with that being said on that part, you guys do have a little bit of time before you bed down. We'll start. I'll just do starting from here. We'll go clockwise around. Is Bart or Bertram doing anything?
Bart is going to do his normal. Bertram is going.
Oh, you guys didn't unmute. Sorry.
Good.
There you go.
Bertram is going to clean his wounds up and get, that kind of thing, because he was pretty bloodied after that last battle with
Yeah.
that, and then that's what he'll do.
Okay, so you spend a little bit of
Yeah.
a few minutes before you to clean up and everything else. Okay. Bernnice, was there anything that you were gonna do before you bed down?
She was gonna well, as much as she can, try to sneak off back to that room with the king's grave in it where he was buried.
Okay, so you want to go back to where the true king, or the true tomb
Yeah.
of the king
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Now, you want the actual one or just the area? Because there was 3 tombs that you guys saw, and only one of them was the true one. Were you wanting to go all the way back to the true
Yeah.
one? Okay, that is fine. Are you disadvantaged on stealth?
I am.
So roll a disadvantage with stealth to see if you can sneak away from anybody.
And it's okay if like they want to follow. So that's 12.
Okay. Pretty sure everybody
Perception's
notices.
11.
Passive.
Yours is
Mine is too.
11, 11,
14.
Ah, damn it.
14, so you notice.
I should have just taken the armor
Are you
off.
above 11?
Bertram has 18.
Okay, so Bertram notices. What about Bart?
11.
Bart has 11.
Wow.
So the 2
Rogues.
roguish people noticed that Bernice kind of left from the group, but everybody else is still tending to. Bertram would still be alerting of his presence because of how he is. Even though he's cleaning his wounds and tenant, he still's keeping an eye out on
Paranoid.
stuff.
Yeah.
But that makes sense, and you can't really leave because
Yeah.
you're focusing on this spell, so you don't even notice. So yeah, other than those two, if they decide to follow or whatnot,
Yeah.
they're the only two
Can
that
I roll for
notices.
stealth to follow Bernnice and her not notice?
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
wanting to follow stealthily behind her, that's absolutely fine.
As long as I don't get a 1, I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh,
17.
Pretty much.
So I know
Other than Bertram, nobody notices the two female party members leave the bubble, other than Bertram, who's hell. But yeah, sorry. What were you going to say? Something?
No, I watch this
Yeah.
and wonder. Everybody else is busy doing their stuff, and I'm gonna slowly make my way behind them.
Holy shit.
My God. This is
Holy
gonna be
cow.
fun.
Okay. Nobody
25.
notices you leave the bubble, or notices you following behind him with a freaking 35.
Can't even get that high.
You.
No, 23. I rolled advantage.
Oh, sorry. It's a 23.
23.
It said 35 came up.
Yeah, it should have been. It's a 12 plus 11.
Okay.
Plus 11.
Okay. I see. They're adding them both
Yeah.
together.
Because I can roll with advantage because of the boots.
Oh no, yeah. You got those sneaky boots. Yeah, with a 23, even with a 23, nobody notices you.
Nobody's.
Leave. So you got two tails, and nobody's noticed
Half the party.
half the party leave. So we'll flash over to you here in just a second. I want to know exactly what was going on with these two. That the reason why they didn't notice you guys at all leaving. So you're working. You did this while he's casting a spell. It's 1 minute on a spell cast. You walked away.
Okay. Is that going to affect the spell? Like me getting in and out of the tiny hut?
I don't know. We'll see when you come back.
Okay. Cool. All right then. I'm good with that. No, I'm good with that. That's cool.
So so you cast a spell. After casting a spell, you can't leave the bubble, obviously, without it dropping. What is it that you're doing in there?
I'm just gonna lay down. Start to go to sleep.
That makes sense. I'll need you to do a con saving throw for me too, if you wouldn't mind. But you lay down to go to sleep. Thorn, what are you doing exactly?
I'm going to set up my brewer supply, little tiny brewer supply I have on me,
Okay.
and start brewing, and then I'm going straight to bed right afterwards. Setting it up to make...
Make a morning drink.
Yeah, make a morning drink, yeah. It's been a long... It's been a
All
tough
right.
time.
Since we are in a world of magical abilities and everything else, roll me with advantage. Just a D20.
Oof.
And it-
6.
Add your proficiency bonus to that.
10.
Okay.
Tastes like
Sorry,
formaldehyde.
not 10. Yeah, actually, yeah, 10.
All right. It's
Vanilla.
obviously to make alcohol or whatnot, it's going to take more than like
Oh, I'm
8
just going to
hours.
keep it brewing on me.
I know it's going to take more than 8 hours, but we're in a magical fantasy. I just want to see if like you had enough material still on you to be able to get that, because it's been a while.
Yeah.
But with the 10 and I wasn't making a very high DC, you succeed. You had enough materials that you can start a miniature brew on you.
Yeah.
Now, if you wouldn't have gotten rid of
Nice.
if you wouldn't have gotten rid of that tuba and you want to transform that tuba in some sort of fashion of a brewer's thing, that would have been interesting too.
I
But
was going to, but it got
But the-
broken.
it got dented and you dropped it.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we're gonna flash over. You're not too far, and I'm not moving the map, and you don't gotta move your icons.
Okay.
Okay? But we're gonna do this in a theatrical of the mind. Because it's not too far from where you're at. In fact, it's actually right down the hallway where you're at. That leads you to the first false tomb, the one that was busted open. You guys did shut the door, but you kind of know the proximity of where the door is, and you're able to open it back up. Now, do you leave the door open or do you close it behind you when you walk in?
I mean, I don't have any reason to close it, so I'm just gonna leave it
Fair
open.
enough. Okay, so you push it open enough to allow you to get through. You enter the second tomb that you saw. That was, I believe, I described it as a black marble tomb. Let me just as a refresher of what it is. Here we go. So you walk in this room. It is a 10-foot high vaulted ceiling. A black marble sarcophagus flaked with gold that stands close to the south wall. Its lid is covered in a likeness of a dwarven king, or dwarf king. Now, again, you do see the 10 glittering panels that are set into the west, south, and east walls. Each panel is about 6 foot tall, 3 foot wide, 1 inch thick, rectangular of golden crystal, carved with a bas relief image of a dwarf warrior clutching a battle axe. I just want to describe the room again, as it has been a while since you've been in there. Do you push on then, because you're heading towards the other tomb, or are you wanting to do something in this room?
No, because I think what I want to do is going to be in the actual, like,
Okay,
tomb itself, I think,
good enough.
if I remember.
You do find the other passage, because that other passage was a hidden passage, and you remember where it's at. So you push it open. You walk down the cobwebbed corridor that's dust, but you see the footprints that you guys all made. And there's the door. You open up the door. There is the trap door that you guys have one panel held open still. The other panel of the trap door is shut. The other side is the secret door as well, the wall. Now that one, though, is not closed. That wall is still open, because that door, you have to go into the pit and push switch to flick it to close it. Otherwise, even if you close it, it doesn't really latch. This is my description on how I'm doing this, because they had to go down there and flick some sort of switch just to pop it open. So even if you close it, it doesn't fully close. It just kind of maybe sits or cracks. So
Yeah.
you push that open. Now, the other thing. Did you cast a spell on anything?
Yeah, that middle door I cast Arcane Lock on.
I thought you did.
That middle door, the
Yeah.
actual door?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's backtrack
Okay,
that
let's
up, because that's
backtrack,
what I thought it was on the actual secret door of the chamber. Okay, so you're at that door and you go to open it, and it does not open.
Okay.
The doorknob itself turns, but it does not feel like the door itself will push open. It seems to be stuck, and a glimmering sheen. I will say this: a glimmering sheen happens as you try to open it. You see a magical glimmering sheen just
You
kind
told
of,
everybody the password.
kind
You told
of.
us all the password.
No, you told me not to tell the password.
Oh, I thought you
Stops
did.
you.
No, he told nobody. He didn't
Stops you
tell them.
from pushing that door open.
Okay.
Now, if you want, and you're able to, if you have Dispel Magic, you could attempt to do that.
I mean, you probably have the strength, right?
Well, I don't know. Could
It's a
you
s-
throw the link of that description of your
Yeah.
spell into the Roll20 for me?
Popped up, right?
You do have one?
Yes, it did.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, so the DC goes up to you can break down this door. The DC does go up though.
Yeah. No, I think
So,
I'm gonna.
You have the strength to probably do it. But yes, and by the way, Mal, you're seeing her push open that first door, and she pushes on. Here's my thing with you, Mal. You have to hold back enough to where your light doesn't shine to give away your position if you're trying to stealth behind. Unless you're taking some sort of beast form and shutting off that orb.
Yeah.
Or leaving the orb with the group. Because I think everybody's going to notice if you leave the orb, also the light just shuts off. Whether they have dark vision or not, the light just all of a sudden, it's off. So I got to know, when you left the bubble, did you transform into an animal and leave your orb? Or how did you do that to follow her?
I turned into an.
You are going to turn into an animal? Okay. Preferably one that has night vision, obviously.
Feline type, you know?
I guess. One that preferably can see in the dark.
Okay. So you leave the orb behind then? Or do you shut it off? 'Cause I may have to have you roll another a different stealth check.
I'll leave it like the bubble.
Okay. Okay, so you just leave it in the bubble? Okay. Since you're the one that has a command on it, you kind of leave it there, you snuck off, and as you left, you transformed into an animal. What type of animal did you pick?
I don't know.
Okay.
Ooh,
You
panther.
turn into a four-legged
You're so good.
creature, and you followed.
Maybe a black panther.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, a panther?
Yes, panther.
Okay.
I was gonna grab that.
Okay, so as you're following, you notice that Bernnice pushed open that secret door by the tombed area and walked in. You follow, correct? As you kind of slink around the corner, kind of like how cats kind of just, somehow slither into a room that's only yay big, you notice that she pushes open the other secret door and goes into the hallway there. But you hear, I kind of feel like you would say something under your breath when you
Yeah.
can't open that door. Bertram, you're following behind these two. Mister, I can't see in the dark, but you did turn your lantern down to where it only shines about 5 feet in front of you, I believe.
Yeah, I keep it down.
So it is dim, so you're able to see in front of you to keep you from running into stuff, and you're a little bit slower of a pace. But you do hear the sound of the door, of a door opening up, like a wall kind of open up, and you do hear the footprints and the footsteps and everything else, and you kind of follow. You're using more of
That's
this
usually what
sound.
I use. Yeah, I was gonna say I got to be using my
Yeah, you're using
hearing more than my.
Oh yeah, you're using more of that hearing to, for sure, follow pursuit without giving away your position. I'd say that you're able to catch a glimpse of a creature about the back end of it, tail flicker as it goes in through the doorway. Do you wait out here or you follow in?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay back a little bit. I'm just listening for.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stay back enough that neither one of them are gonna detect me.
I also got to double check this. Okay. You only needed a light to get to this room where you guys are at with the first tomb that was broken, because there are 6 glowing pillars that do let off light. Anything beyond that has no light. So to get here, you only needed so much. So you used your lantern to get around a little bit. She
Yeah.
turned into a cat. But as soon as you got to the hallway that opened up into the room and the light was shining, you can see the cat slinked in, and then you can kind of keep from the hallway if you wanted to or whatnot. But you can keep an eye out on that one. Bernnice, was there? Now going back to you, you mumble a little bit under your breath. Is there something you're going to do?
I was gonna try to dispel magic. Use
Okay,
the spell.
you do have dispel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, dispel is what level?
It's 3rd.
Dispel magic's 3rd level,
Mm-hmm.
and you only did at the original
Do
base
it at
level.
second.
Okay. Yeah. No.
This is
Um,
the actual password.
If you
Saying this-
the spell trumps 3rd level spell trumps the 2nd level spell. So No roll needed. Just mark off the spell slot, and
Okay.
you see that glow shimmer that only reacted when you forced on it, kind of give you resistance. Now, when you cast Dispel Magic, you see it all of a sudden light up, and then you see it just start cracking. Where you would hear sound, you don't really see it, but you can imagine like glass just shattering.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're alerted when any of that
I am
happens.
not.
I didn't think so. So all of a sudden,
You still think
it's
locked.
gone. And now you feel the door give and open up.
Okay.
So you proceed on now?
Yep.
Okay, now you see the pit that, you
Okay.
that was left open.
Okay.
Okay. Fast forward, you jump over it. You push through the chamber to where you saw where the statues were, and you see the destruction that happened and everything else kind of cleaned up from when you guys were here before. And you go on to the secret door area where the king's sarcophagus is, and you push that open. There you do see the white tomb of the king is laid rest. Believe it was like white marble.
Those statues are. They were knocked over and
Yeah.
broken completely.
All but one.
Oh. Okay.
One was on cracked enough to allow that one to get out. The rest were all knocked over and destroyed. I mean, it's not like they're crumbled. They got big chunks,
Right.
but it's not like they're like itty bitty pebbles.
Yeah.
They were just knocked over. It busted, and they were able to get out.
I'm going to, and this is work with me here.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go in and I'm going to take the shield out of the tomb,
Oh, you're gonna.
and I'm going to set the mithril shield aside, just aside, not
Okay.
discard it, and start to see if, like, start praying to, I think it's Moradin to help me find what I need, I guess. We'll put it that way.
Okay. Well, the symbol of Doomathorn
Okay, it's Doom
is on the shield. It's the one that has the mountain
Oh, okay,
with the
that's
gem
right.
inside of it.
Okay.
That is what's on the shield itself.
Okay. I will,
Okay.
yeah.
Um.
I'll pray to him.
You can't even tell
Okay.
that there's two
Nope, that's
rows behind
that's
you,
fine.
seeing you doing this.
So your strength is good enough that you're able to just push open that sarcophagus with no problem at all. I mean, you did it before by yourself pretty much. You're able to push it open. Mal, you hear sounds of
Just walking spell magic.
you heard Bernnice say something, and then you hear a door open up. Like it's you're a spellcaster, so you recognize what she said as a spell, and all of a sudden you hear a door open up, and you hear her as she jumped. That was she jumped that
Chain,
gap.
yeah, flying
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
Yep.
And you kind of hear she jump and proceed on, and it starts fading off as she's going further. Is there anything you're doing? Because this kind of, as you walked in, she dispelled it, so you kind of heard it with your cat ears, and you saw. I would say you saw probably a shimmer of light just all of a sudden flicker as the spell got dispelled, and you heard the door, and you hear her moving on as the footsteps get further, and you're in the first area. The first area is the broken tomb. Second area, are you proceeding on?
Yeah.
Slowly, of course, because you're falling behind.
Yeah.
Okay. Bertram, are you still hanging out in the first area, or are you proceeding?
Yeah, as soon as if I can sense that the creature in front of me moved, I don't know if I would know.
We'll do we can do a perception check if you feel. We'll do a perception check if that feels good. You waited for a little bit, and I'd say you heard movement, and you heard a voice, because I'm pretty sure the way I feel this would echo through the chamber a little bit. And you heard somebody say something, and you do hear the loud clanging of her fade. So it sounds like she's getting further away. So if you want to move up to the door and peer in,
Yeah, to the door to the
this-
statue room, or the door to the.
right now I got you out by the broken tomb area
Okay.
first.
I want to go through
Okay.
there. I want to stay behind Mal,
Okay.
but I want to. I don't know how far Mal's going. That's the whole.
Yeah. So she's now leaving the chamber, right? You're pushing on. She's now leaving the chamber. She is going through the hallway. Bernnice is already pretty much where she's at right now as this is kind of happening. You guys are kind of watching each other as you're going. She obviously doesn't notice you behind her, whether you're up like 10 feet behind her or not. She's oblivious to your light and everything else since it's dimmed.
Actually, if she moves, once she moves forward into the statue room, I want to just walk into the statue room and open my lantern.
Okay, no, that's absolutely fine. So as you get into the statue room, you notice Bernice is nowhere in there, but you do notice that the door.
And I
Is
heard Bernice
open?
clanging around.
Yeah, everybody, and that's right there heard that now. You see that the door is open, and you hear the like a metal, kind of like a grinding sound as something was slid open, and then as you notice that, all of a sudden the room lights up as you have Bertram standing right next to you as he's holding his lantern and opening the hood up a lot brighter to light up the room now.
And I say, "What are you two doing?" And you, yeah.
What the hell are you guys doing?
Hey.
Why are you following
are
me?
you
No,
whispering
I,
this?
I open the lantern
Okay, you open it up
and
you
say,
just-
"What are you two doing?"
Okay. So as you have the shield out and you're doing like, because again, you open it and you pull it out, you did the shield thing, and then all of a sudden, as you're pulling out and you're beginning to do a prayer, all of a sudden you hear from the other room, "What are you two doing?"
Yeah. I accidentally dropped the shield because I'm startled,
Clinging
and
sound
then
happens.
and then I back up and I'm like, damn it, guys, fine.
What's going on?
Nothing you need to know. Why are you following me?
Stand by the
I'm
door
fine.
as a cat.
Why did you?
I'm waiting for
Um,
Bernice to come out of
Which door?
I have
The
more
secret
questions
door or
than
the
good answers
door you
at
just
this
came
point.
from?
I'm not the one that
the
left.
secret door.
Yes, that's fine.
I have questions too that can't be answered by anybody in this party, so I've got.
That's messed up.
Wow.
Who's
Sorry,
it?
guys. I love
So
you guys.
You
but-
came back for the treasure yourself?
No, I came back to get some answers from certain deities.
Do you have to take a shield? In the process?
Put the shield back very nicely and close the lid.
You gotta put your foot down. None of your goddamn business.
And then I
That
think,
sounds like something Bertram would tell you. He's like, you know what?
and
Just
it's
put your
in-
foot down. Take it.
Yeah, I mean it has nothing to do with me. I just want to know why you're sneaking off and doing it. Well, I know why.
Bertram. Would Bertram know?
What? No, Bertram
Okay.
just knows that you're in here stealing
Okay.
his shield.
Well, wouldn't Bertram steal the shield?
Bertram can't open that thing by himself.
all
Nobody can.
I wouldn't be able to conceal if I took this shield. There's nowhere I could conceal it. Well, behind
You have a bag of
my
holding.
shield. Oh shit!
You have the bag of holding.
Can I, in good conscience, take the shield?
You
You got kicked out of the
You have
dwarven
motivation.
community. Think about it. You worship elves.
Al, let her decide this.
Okay.
Yeah, you would.
I'm going to. Okay, I did not put it back. It's
Oh,
still
no.
sitting out.
Go for it.
I mean,
And then I'm going to look Bertram directly in the eye, open the bag of holding, and if you'll let me, I'm going to shove it in there. If it'll fit. I don't know if it'll open wide enough. We'll just-
she's waiting outside. You went into the tomb area then, right?
Yeah, I think from
Okay.
here, I don't know if with the angles and that, if you could actually see if she's standing there.
No, you would have to.
I just opened the shield and said, "What are you doing?" And
Yeah, you would have to get. At
and then
least to the
when
threshold.
the shield clanged, then I move up to the.
Okay. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Okay.
And as you were moving up, when the shield clanged because of that, she went as far as to the threshold, but didn't go in through the. She's sitting outside of that chamber, and then you kind of went straight to the opening.
Yeah.
And you're stepping right there, and you see the sarcophagus that's open enough to pull out the shield, because you know how to put it forward because the shield was resting by his feet. Again, there is an adamantine war pick, I think I said, that's sitting in there as well. But you only pulled the shield out. You dropped it, and as you were getting ready to put it back in there, Bertram's right here and is like, "What are you doing?" And that's when the conversation happens.
Mm-hmm.
And now the only thing is she's locked eyes with you, Bertram, and it's kind of like putting it into the
It's
bag.
like shoving cake in your mouth.
So it's one of the things. After the conversation, she said this. She's doing this. If Bertram's
Like a
not
cat.
stopping her, I say you put it in the bag.
Bertram doesn't have any reason to stop her. Bertram just wants to know,
Yeah.
What?
like, yeah, you're sneaking off. It's a little shady,
Yeah.
but Bertram's a little shady.
No, if your party members that are there are not stopping you, I have no problem with that going in the bag of holding.
Adamantine. That's
This
an
is-
adamantine
this-
war pick.
You
Yes.
do realize that this can never be said, and I say that for Mal
Yeah.
as
I'm
well.
not gonna tell Bart.
This can never be said
This can
because
never.
Thoron.
I'm
somebody
not gonna tell you either.
went through a lot of effort to not have that stolen.
Yep.
Okay. Now, how do you clean up your mess? Put everything back besides the shield that you just put in your bag of holding, or are you taking that war pick too, or what?
Guess I'm taking the war pick.
So you are taking a war pick.
Yeah.
All right. Just mark that in your bag of holding you have a adamantine war pick. It's not a enchant or nothing. It's not a +1 war pick. It's just like having a silvered weapon. So
Okay.
it's a material based weapon. Just put that in your bag of holding in case that ever comes up. And I assume after all that you shut the lid, or do you leave it open?
I shut the lid.
You shut the lid. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, before you guys head back, I'm going to real quick flash over to the other party that's into the area, because this is kind of happening at the same time. You went bedded down. You rolled, you said a 10 or 11?
11.
11. Okay. Thoron, you were making brewery stuff, so you're sitting there just making brewery,
Yeah.
trying to get brewery stuff done, so you're doing that. Bart he's finishing up
Praying.
praying.
I rolled. He prays for 70 minutes, so I don't know if this is going to take. I mean, he might be sitting in that corner for a while.
So you can do anything for about 2 hours before you have to really
Yeah.
bed down for rest. So yeah, if you want to spend most of your time praying, that's absolutely fine. You, sir, even though you're trying to get some sleep, your stomach is growling and rumbling. The hunger that you are experiencing is getting to be unbearable, as you did fail that check, or the saving throw that I had you do. You roll over and you see these two dwarfs not paying any fucking attention to you. They're the first two that you kind of see. One's sitting there tinkering something. The other one is like, his eyes are closed, but he's kneeling on his, I'm assuming you're kneeling on your knees. With his eyes closed, looks like he's in a prayer formation, oblivious to anything around him.
My passive perception is 11.
all of
Yeah. That's the reason why the three of you were still there, because you guys didn't notice half your party already fucking left. So
Yeah.
I give you one chance.
Uh-huh.
How do you want to subside this hunger? Are you going to feed on one of them?
Oh, yeah.
Or are you going to,
yeah.
or are you going to try to remember that you do have some blood on you that you can
Oh,
drink?
shit. Do I have some blood on
I
me?
believe you
Think
still
about
have a
that.
little bit more blood on you.
I think I already drained the one that I had on me.
Yeah,
Thoron.
even any creatures around.
Yeah, the one on me is already empty.
All right.
If I
Then
did
I
it
need
first.
you to make me an attack roll on Thoron.
Just an unarmed strike, technically, right? But it's a bite.
It's a bite. Look at your bite. You might have to modify it to fit your stats.
Maybe not. Maybe yeah.
Because I believe
Maybe
you are
not, maybe.
proficient with biting. So it'd be your proficiency bonus plus, I think, your dex based or strength based.
Sure, it's Dex.
Okay, I can't remember what we agreed on what you're using. I think it's dex too, I believe. So proficiency plus your dex, and then roll a 20 to attack.
It's a +5 to hit with bite.
Okay, so 20 plus 5. So 1d20 plus 5. And
Does not hit.
yeah, well, yeah, that definitely isn't going to. I was going to say, by the way, you're messing with your brewer's kit, so your shield's not out. So your AC is lower than what you currently have.
It would actually. I didn't think.
No, I don't think it would drop you down to 14 because I think with your shield out, you're
That's
like
with plus.
That's
That's not with the. That's not,
14 plus 5 makes 19.
yeah.
yeah. So
let's see what it looks like without my shield.
yeah, your shield's a +2.
19, you hit.
So you just So he's sitting there making his kit. You know, he's grinding the hops and doing all that stuff and mixing some stuff. All of a sudden, something just latches onto your. Well, where do you want to bite him?
Neck, of course.
Okay, traditional neck. All of a sudden, something from behind you latches on. Like I just assume like you kind of like are leaning up maybe against the wall or something or whatever, but something just all of a sudden just comes out of nowhere and latches onto your neck
I jumped, tried
and is
pushing it
biting
off.
you.
Pushing you off.
Okay, so
Yes.
with the bite, I'm gonna say you got enough blood or whatnot. The bite will kind of help. Well, actually, we're gonna do this because I kind of want to role play this a little bit, and I also need to see if this even interrupts your prayer if you hear clattering and stuff going.
Okay.
So give me a perception check, and I want to say you're in a prayer. Would you find this as a disadvantage because you're?
I don't need disadvantage.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, this whole scene does not interrupt your prayer right now.
You are-
Focused.
It'll take you a minute to react, but it does not interrupt. So
Focus.
what I'm going to do, just for shits and giggles, between the two of you, I need you two to roll initiative for me.
All right.
Okay? The bite has happened. He's clung on to you. I just
You're
need
still
initiative.
going first.
Okay, so you're holding on to him.
Uh-huh.
Okay? You already been into him. You're holding on to him. I'm gonna say for now, you're holding on to him. You're drinking. Or you can do this without damaging him because you're not trying to kill him most likely, but your hunger has taken over you. So we'll just go ahead for now. We're just going to go ahead and roll damage. The damage is going to be more or less how much blood you drink. So what is the damage of that one? It's a die 6 or a die?
Yes, it's a 1D. Yeah, it's 1d6
1d6 plus your dex.
+3.
So 1 die 6 plus 3. So roll a d6. You need to get to 12 total for you to have 1 pint. So 4?
Yeah.
Plus the 3, so 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're still holding on in this turn. It goes over to your turn, Thorn. You got something. Right now it's happening all real fast. You got something hold on to you. You can feel, as you take 7 points of damage, you can feel life being sucked. But I also need you to make me a saving throw.
Con?
I believe it's con,
Yeah.
isn't it? What's the DC on that? Do you remember?
Oh, fuck!
Here's the thing, though. You do have your
I
aura.
resisted.
It's a 10.
I don't. It's poison. It's not.
It's not poison. It's a saving throw. You get your
Oh yeah,
your,
+3. So it's
yeah. You
12.
get your aura on saving throws.
I know
Yeah.
that this all
Okay.
of us are gonna be wear bats.
Oh no, this is with it. This it automatically puts it on mine.
Is it automatically
Yeah.
put on? Because it shows a +6.
Yeah, my con originally was a +3. Yeah.
Okay, this is
One of the
going to
ones I'm
be.
not proficient in. Probably should have gotten proficient in that. But after this, I might.
Do. +3 bonuses on saves. Yeah. Yeah, because you have no dex, so it automatically adds the 3 to your con. So you failed. It now. We'll deal with that in just a second. Now, what are you doing to this creature? This is your turn. The save wasn't. That was it. That wasn't just your turn, and then it moves to him. Now you have your turn. I just want to see if you were going to save or fail. So
I Misty step away.
okay, so you're just going to go ahead and Misty step away. Okay, that is, yeah, that's fine.
Isn't he technically wearing him?
In a matter of way, he technically is,
Oh no.
but
You want to go for a teleportation?
I don't
pal?
believe Misty Step allows you to
No, it
teleport
won't
or
let
suck
you.
another person with you. So
Exceptions have been made before.
with the okay, so
Visual of that is.
all right, I need Bart to roll initiative as well now. You Misty Step away, just like how many feet away are you
I'll put
going?
it on here. I Misty step. I was against this wall right here. I Misty step to right here.
Oh my god.
Okay,
We were in the hut.
yeah. It
So he
technically,
misses steps out of the hut.
the hut
No,
is how
I'm
big?
still in the hut. I don't go my full 30. I just Misty step away far enough. So
What?
Not yet. No, he hasn't taken damage.
I haven't taken damage.
No, not you.
There's no concentration on the tiny hut.
There you go.
It's a ritual, right?
Because it was, yeah,
there's no-
cast
10
there's-
foot sphere.
Oh,
A
cast- did you
10-foot
cast
sphere,
it
so
as
that's a 20-foot radius, which would, I think, cover almost everything in
Yeah.
this area. Let me just look. So yeah, for you to cover the doorway, if you want this doorway right here, you're gonna have to be somewhere in about the middle of the room, at least about right about here or so. Yeah, I'd say right about here,
From
middle of the room.
there.
So you have to be in the middle of the room to cover that. So basically,
Right
you
here.
cover the whole room in your dome. So as long as he's in your dome, the dome won't drop.
All right.
So you Misty Step out.
Wait, but once it's cast, he can leave.
No,
I can't leave.
He
He
can't-
can't leave, but he can.
yeah, he can't. That's what I was talking to Zach. I was like, yeah, as long as Thorin's in there, the dome won't drop because Zach won't pursue out of it. So if Thorin's in the dome, he'll pursue or not.
I mean, if you're
Okay.
hungry enough, you might pursue anyways.
Yeah.
So as you Misty Step out and you peer back, blood is trickling down from your neck area. You feel the hot red liquid as it's running down your throat, and you kind of instinctively grab at it, and you can feel the wetness of it. As you know for sure, that is blood that is right there on your neck. And also, as you Misty Step and you look around, you realize that you only see Bart and Priqrin in the area where you're at. You don't see any of the other people.
Bart, did you fight me again?
You
Mark's friend.
you see
Oh.
as he's I want to say because he kind of stands up, turns around,
Oh god.
looking around. You see as your ally jaw has blood kind of dripping from his chin area, as you see the hunger in his eyes lock back in on you. I can have you roll to see if you stay on him or if you go after the one who is not aware right now of what's going on.
I think I'll stay on him.
Okay. You do have an action and you still have movement. Because I believe Misty Step is a bonus action.
Yeah.
Is there something you want to do?
Full person. Oh wait, no.
You can't
command.
cast. You can't
Command.
cast another spell.
No, you're right.
You cast Misty Step.
All right, I'm gonna sprint outside. I took measurements. I think it was right there. Actually, it'd be one back.
So you Misty Step further in, and then you run.
I see the blood drip, and I'm like, oh fuck! And I get out of there. I think you get an opportunity attack because I passed you.
We'll say for the life of it, because of how close quarters it is, and I'm not saying where the icons are at is actually where you guys are at.
No, he was. I was sitting right here.
I know. I'm just saying the icons that we have on here isn't necessarily. So sure, yes. If you think that he would get an opportunity attack, sure, let's do it. You can roll an opportunity attack. See if he grabs you. You're doing another bite attack.
Yep.
I still don't have my shield on me. It's still over there. Got to it.
Oh, nice.
Okay. A natural 20. Roll. Oh shit.
Just grab the
Roll a dice
Okay,
6.
I'll calm down.
Roll a dice 6
All right.
dwarf snack.
and add 9 to that. So 14 more points of damage is what you take, and you get 14 more points of blood. And as he runs away, you snap out of your what was your initiative? 12? Okay, yeah, you'd be right after them because I think he had a high and then he was 14, so you'd be right after them. You snap out of your hunger as you see Thoron. And Bart, it'd be your turn because that would end his. It'd be your turn up on this as you now see Thoron running past the bubble, and you see Priqrin kind of just standing there like.
So Bart feels like he's not, or does Bart still like? I mean,
I don't know.
how would I sense his reaction?
I mean,
Where would you have set up through the room? Let's put it that way. Where would you have established in this room?
In
Where
a
would
corner.
you? In a corner.
Round.
So the way I look at it, Priqrin's back would have been to you. So you would have all of a sudden finally snapped out of your prayer trance that you did, and see Thoron running out towards the hall, and you just see Priqrin
Did I see
standing
him
there.
grab and bite Thoron at all, or was this after?
Give me a perception with this happening as a reaction. Just give me a perception. We'll just do it straight. I was going to say this, but we'll just do straight perception and see if you. No, you did not see him bite Thoron at all. You just hear the heavy clanking sound of Thoron running down the hallway, and Priqrin just kind of.
So I said, "Where's he going?"
And you don't even notice nobody else in the room is gone.
I just see him stand up. I see Thoron running.
Yeah.
I don't see him bit him or blood or anything.
I'm camping outside the.
Where's he going? I say to Priqrin,
I'm sorry.
"You're sorry?"
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? Where's he going?
You should probably go with him. No one in the tent tonight.
10. Oh wait, I'm not in there. I'll shut up.
Okay.
Can't wait
What's
to-
going on?
Just get out.
All right, pack up my shit. I'm getting kicked out of my own
Yep.
house.
I turn around. I'm like, oh shit, I got my shield.
Well, I'm gonna go to the corner over to this corner of the
care, I
room
just
and
need
over
a shield.
here
Okay.
and set up shop since I'd like. He's
I think
like,
it would be on my
all right.
person.
I don't know what's
not-
going on, but I still am not done with
I don't
these
want
Yeah.
Yeah.
with
This.
my prayers, and so I'm gonna go set back up shop in the corner and
Okay.
still not see that Bernnice or anybody else is.
Yeah, your perception check. You just
Hey, my
don't. I mean,
dog's-
even with the 11 beforehand, you just
Yeah.
it just doesn't break
We'll be fine in the
the
morning.
fact that
Like
you
the
just
sun.
haven't noticed that nobody is, and just assuming that they probably bedded down or something. But he is kind of still in the hut, but he's picking a corner to set up in.
You know that's fine.
No, I'm gonna leave the hut. I'm gonna just find a corner,
Yeah,
any corner that's not.
the hut itself is almost fills up this whole entire room
All right.
because it has a 20-foot So this whole room is
When he says get out, then
yeah.
I'm gonna get out.
Okay.
I'll leave the hut and go out and yell for Thoron.
Thorin, how far do you go before you stop running?
I went the full 50 feet.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you just stop right there and turn around?
Yeah, I turn around and I'm just like waiting.
So turn around and you notice that nobody's pursuing you, but then you see Bart all of a sudden come out of that black shade of the dome. You see Bart like walking out like, what the fuck? Look on his face.
What'd you do? Why did he kick us out?
He bit me.
He bit you?
Yeah.
We know that he's
Yeah, we just transformed in front of us a few times.
right. Yeah.
You know he's inflicted with some sort of disease curse, yes.
I turn around and look back in now and make a better look at. Well, we can't see in there though, can
Yeah,
we?
you can't.
You can't see
You have
him while you're...
magical. You have
even
devil
with-
sight, right?
You do have devil sight.
But it's like
not-
translucent. It's not that it's dark. It's just that it's opaque from the
Yeah.
outside, right? So,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
huh?
Can you grab my brewer stuff?
Where's it at?
It's in the corner against this wall.
I'm just gonna stick my head in the hut then.
So
What
the
he's
question
doing.
with the hut is, when at the time of casting you can choose. Can you change it at any time during?
I think so, but I don't know. Let me look.
I'm double checking. I don't know if you put. Did you put tiny hut in the?
I can. It should be there now.
Okay. Ring around remains stationary for the duration of spell lasts until they're 9 creatures, of medium size or smaller, can fit inside your dome with you. The spell fails if its area includes a larger creature or more than 9 creatures. Creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast a spell, can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. So you have to be inside when you cast a spell.
Okay.
Otherwise, I mean, that's the way it looks like.
Yeah.
They all have to be with you when you cast it. Once you cast it, they can move in and out. But if they're outside of it when you cast it, they can't get in. That's how I interpret that. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like you can stop them from coming back in once they leave, as long as they were inside it when you cast it. So I'd say probably right about this time, as you two are out there, the 3 of you start coming around the corner.
Meow, meow, meow.
And you see
Still got my
You
hand
see
going
Bart?
in there.
and Thorin standing outside in the hallway.
Lay on hands.
Well, you did lay on your hand. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see 2 of your companions standing in the hallway.
What happened here? Y'all
Where have you been?
Can you
having a walk?
We went to Nunya. That's where we went.
Just had a walk. Needed to get some time.
Now Bart's really confused. Guys.
You don't know where Nunya is.
he was in zone land. He just shrugs it and just done with it for the night. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Why aren't you guys in the thing?
Yeah, why aren't you guys in the hut?
Find out.
Find out.
I don't know. Can they get in? They weren't in there when it was
I need to go
cast.
get my globe.
I think if you
I don't know. Is that
if you guys say you snuck away before you cast it, then yeah, you can't get in. If you snuck out just after it's been cast,
it was an action, right? You didn't use it as a ritual.
no, yeah, he used.
It as a
Oh,
ritual.
All right, then, so
okay.
we would have
Yeah.
been there.
That's kind of how I was feeling too. He used it as an action spell slot. So yeah, you guys can go in.
I'm not going in.
What's the problem?
I'm going to.
What?
Yeah,
What's the
what
problem?
happened?
How about we just go ask him?
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter bit me.
Why would he do that?
Oh, bit you.
Charlie.
Charlie.
Charlie bit me. Oh, Charlie.
You guys figured out his middle name. I can't believe it.
I'm gonna stick my head in. Well, if you'll let me, I'm gonna stick my head in the tiny hut and be like,
Oh yeah, you.
Peter,
Did you
are
fight
you
Thoron?
okay?
Yes. Stay out.
Can I have my globe back?
Okay.
Yeah, you can have your glove back.
Yay!
I guess we're
We're
hunkering
gonna
down
have
out here.
to- Yeah.
I
Yes.
cast Find Steed and I slay on a horse. My final
We're
spell
gonna have to
for
do
a long
something
rest.
about Peter's
Uh,
condition.
We need to keep a
because
pig.
I believe that is a
A pig.
large
Pig.
creature, but
Yeah.
okay.
It was a burpee.
I'm gonna go about a little bit further down and
Okay, well, you got the chamber that has the bunch of pillars that lit up, that has the broken tomb that opens up. That's a big area.
right here.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah, that area would be probably better for what you're trying to do. Because I believe your steed that we looked at was considered a large
Yeah.
creature or
I was
something
gonna
like
actually
that.
summon a horse this time.
Here's Ben.
Warhorse.
Okay.
Spending it outside.
All right, so so are all you guys pretty much bedding in the hallway except for Thoron
Guardian of Faith.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Peter?
I
I'll
can
get to you in
cast
just a
that.
second.
Yeah, we'll spell talk about
Is it?
Yeah,
is that-
bedding down right outside the hut.
Yeah.
Okay. Mal, yes. Okay.
Are you still in cat form?
No, she had said something in
Oh.
common, so obviously she dropped it. It sounds like.
That's what you
Okay.
got, yeah?
Sir Peter,
Yeah.
things went down. Probably feel bad about that, don't you?
Yeah.
You clean yourself up.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts on all this? What's your reactions?
Man. Feel pretty shitty.
Let's put it this way: your stomach's not growling now.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so you lay down for the rest of the night.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. No other shit really happens for the rest of the night. You guys are able to bed down and get a full long rest. You, sir, when you guys do take a long rest, I will need you to give me a con save, just like I have for Quinn do.
Okay.
This one is going to, well, this night doesn't count,
Okay.
so don't worry about it. The DC is a gradual increase for right now because of what type of person you are, your class.
Okay.
Okay, that's the reason why it's a gradual increase for you. You are a paladin.
Yeah.
Because you are a paladin, that's the reason why I'm doing a gradual increase on the DC that I'll have you roll. He is not, hence why it acted faster for him. You kind of got this holy thing.
And
And
or
that's, yes, and that's why I'm trying to build that into it. So before anything happens with you, it's going to be a gradual progression, unless you
Okay.
completely nerf it on the first night,
no.
and then we'll see. Anyways, so you guys wake up. The dome itself is gone. I'm
Yep.
going to assume the dome is gone, and you guys are fully rested. So make sure you take your click on your long rests.
I'm gonna take Peter aside and have a short talk with him.
All right.
If
Yeah.
No, go right ahead.
so, I have
Hey, large creatures 10 or 10 by
if
10,
you
right?
want me to, I can
Large creatures 10 by
remove
10,
your
2 square by
what
2
ails
squares.
you,
I think he's gonna need it more than me.
so you're fine. Okay.
I'm staying at the end of the hallway. What's up with all these motherfucking creatures? Fuck.
Well, Thorn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk down to you so we're not yelling at each other. And if shit gets worse with you, I can heal you if you.
Okay, cool.
Or I can just do it now. I think.
I don't think it's affecting me at all.
No, it just you felt
Do I feel
the
that?
first time it happened, you felt like a fire in your veins, but it seems to have subsided after your rest. You did your lay on hands to heal your wound, and it seems the burning sensation kind of faded. So you don't really feel anything right now. No, it's actually considered a curse.
Curse. Yeah.
Yes. So you guys had a little conversation. Peter, you're all good. You had a conversation with Thoron. Mal, you woke up. Bertram woke up. You guys get back together as a group. Anybody doing anything solo, sneaking away, or anything that you know of? No, we're good. Okay, so you guys get back together as a group.
Pants back.
Man's all back in town.
You may be looking over your shoulder time to time at Peter, just because.
Yeah, can you switch places now?
Yeah.
Wow.
I am sorry.
Yeah. You switch places now.
All right. So
Why does he got to be behind me?
You're
we
already
switch places
cursed.
with Kirkwin?
Oh, here we go.
My warhorse will be following behind us.
wow.
Actually, in front.
Wow. Okay.
Get that horse out of my way.
Okay. Just climb. Just get on it.
I'm not riding a horse.
Oh, come on.
Your horse.
Yeah. I could ride the horse, but I'd be in the back. Yeah, actually, that makes a lot of sense. I would be in the back of the warhorse.
Yep. I could ride your horse too if you want. I'm not gonna go. Anyway.
Okay,
moving on.
so as you guys are walking down this hallway, not that you're ever any stealthy, but now there's a clippity cloppity going on behind you guys as you're walking. You can no longer see really behind you because as this large creature is now filling up most of the dang hallway
What?
behind you. What?
The spell, but I'm not
I
gonna do
don't
it.
think you can.
I don't know if I can.
It's an actual creature.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not like a magical creature. It's just a creature.
Mm.
Is it permanently summoned?
Yeah.
Oh.
until he unsummons it, or I think it falls to 0 hit points.
Yep.
Okay, I can make that happen too.
Don't worry, I got another spell slot. Next one's gonna be Fluffles the Mastiff.
Fluffles.
Yeah, when the steed drops to 0 hit points, it disappears,
You want me
leaving
to
behind
put- you
no
want me to
physical
put it on
form.
a thing?
You can also dismiss your steed at any time as an action, causing it to disappear. In either case, casting a spell again summons.
There we go.
You did that, and it's you re-put it back in the it was already in there.
Oh, it was? Sorry.
Yeah, and I was reading it, and then
Sorry.
okay. Either case, casting the spell again summons the same steed.
Oh, so it has to be the Mastiff.
So whatever you choose is
It's
what
the
it
Mastiff
is.
Then, yeah.
So you still hear the pitter patter of a large creature behind you. It's not, instead of clopping, it's a thudding sound and a little bit of a pant too. As this fucking mastiff is behind you, which I believe we looked at, one is still considered a large beast as
Yeah.
well.
Somehow it's a celestial.
And restore okay, and it had restored to its hit point maximum. While your steed is within 1 mile of you, you can communicate with each other telepathically.
Yeah.
You can't have more than one steed bonded by this spell at a time. As an action, you can release the steed from a bond at any time, causing it to disappear. So if you want the warhorse, that's fine. You can release the bond, it disappears, and then you can
I'll
resummon a
keep the
different
Mastiff.
one. Okay. So, so in this, okay, so I just need to know, where are you guys deciding to go?
We
So
have
I can,
we have a little bit of this.
I got the map kind of unzoomed a little bit, so just ping me what I'm talking about.
We got a little bit of this that we haven't explored, right?
There's a little bit,
So like
but
down here in this corner.
as we discussed, you're able to proceed on if you want.
It only has 17
I believe
HP.
you guys haven't really explored. If you got your map unzoomed, this area for sure. These little corridors.
Mm-hmm. That leads down to 7, right? That corridor right
I
there.
don't think you guys been down any of those though, have you?
Well, Bart went down one,
Yeah,
and was told you're
Okay.
not ready yet. Bart found the entrance to 7.
I know on the 5th floor that happened. I didn't know that happened on the 6th floor too, because the 5th floor has entrances to both 6 and 7. I didn't know.
I thought we went down that one tunnel here.
Is it mapped out on yours?
Yeah. I have a
Don't look at mine because
Oh.
mine's still.
mine
broken.
shows
Yeah.
that tunnel right there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that looks.
And I might be remembering fifth level, but I do remember
I
thinking
might have
we could
said.
go down to 7 and then
That's-
it was blocked.
I know on the 5th one, yes, you on the 5th floor when you're trying to go to 7, you were blocked. I think on this one, I said it appears to be going
Yeah.
down further. I think is what I said. I don't think I said you were blocked.
Yeah,
I think I
okay.
said it
I do
looks like
remember that you said it seemed like it was going down.
yeah, a long tunnel that seems to be starting to slope down. So yeah, I can warp you guys towards that direction if
Yeah,
that's-
let's head that way.
Yeah, this
We
floor.
know they're
is-
out. We've pretty much seen the rest of this floor.
Probably most of it twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't take you guys too long, and I'm just like I said, I'm gonna put you. I'm actually
What are
gonna
we
put
looking for
you.
in there? Some stone.
Oh,
Gem.
Gem.
Jewel.
What are we looking for?
it's the spiders.
Spider's eye.
Father's eye. Yeah. Okay.
Just waiting for it to
Spider's eye.
stop moving. There
That
it
was
goes.
stolen by Falconer's Fist.
Okay, I got you guys right here. For now, as you backtracked down and through everything, right here. Again, you can go down this corridor, or you can choose any of the others. I'm going to say 1. I'm going to mark it 1, 2, and 3, depending on what you want to do.
So let's go. If you guys are agree, let's go down and mark off. Look down 3. We're right there.
Yeah.
Go down that.
Okay.
Looks like this was created by an Umberhulk.
Oh yeah, the tunnels resemble what you've seen
One of the
Umber
12
Hulks
we killed.
do.
Yeah.
Probably 5.
I was over exaggerating.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Seems like 12.
So as you guys come down this little corridor here, you do notice the tunnel that was made by the Umber Hulk, but you also find a door that's also right there that appears to be leading towards a room.
Now you want to check it?
Oh wow! It doesn't appear to be trapped or locked.
I think you're okay.
Okay. Same as before. It's the same roll. Looks okay to me.
As far as you can tell, it's not booby trapped.
And then Bart will move back up to the front and open it.
Okay.
I'm staying in the back.
If it will open.
It appears to open up.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you go ahead and open the door. It opens up. Is everybody going through it? I'm just saying.
I'll just look in first, real quick.
Okay. Here, let me do this for you.
Like a sneaky peek.
Let me do this. The
Doopy-doopy.
door is now open.
It's a giant room with another door.
You know?
All right, I'll go in. Ready to go in?
Ready.
Yeah.
I don't see anything but another door back there.
Okay. I want to put you guys right in here, and then I'll describe what the room is. Black marble benches stand in the middle of this marbled tiled room. Basically about where you guys are standing. You're standing around the benches. Alcoves in the west and east walls have rusted iron shower heads protruding from the ceiling. A rusty pull chain hangs near each shower head, and each alcove has drain holes in the floor. The showers draw cold water from the underground river as you mess with the chain or check it out.
We haven't had it
You
back
do feel
so long.
a cold water pouring out of it. And of course, there is another door on the south end of the room.
We can take showers.
Of Auschwitz.
Why would you say something?
Wow, that escalated
I
quickly.
guess Bertram will go check that other door.
Check the other door.
Yeah.
Okay. Just opening it or checking it.
Checking it first.
Checking it. Okay. Just go
See
ahead
if
and
there's
roll
any
your.
gas canisters in it.
As far as you know, it appears to be not trapped.
Sorry.
I'm gonna look in it then.
It does open up. And there you go. I opened up the door for you. Let me just change that back. Let me just see the locations of this stuff here real quick. Okay. Ooh.
Okay.
Yep. Hold on just a second. I'll get to a spot and then we'll take a break. In the middle of the room that you can definitely see from the door, which I have a torch there. I don't know if that's even doing anything. I don't think I'm supposed to have a torch there, but oh well. You see a big tank. You see a cylindrical copper tank. It's about 8 foot tall, 5 foot diameter copper tank in the middle of the room. You see copper pipe extends upward from the tank and disappears in the ceiling. You also hear what sounds like I want to call it crackling. You know, when you have a man, I don't think it has any. It almost sounds like wind whipping, just a sound. I want to describe it as a fire pit, but
A boiler?
yeah, I'm just gonna say you hear crackling like of what sounds like fire
This is
crackling.
coming from where?
From the tank.
Oh, from that tank?
Yes. A small iron wheel protrudes from the wall just inside the door. So you don't. No, you would see that because it says just inside the door. So it'd be like right here because that's just inside the door on the wall.
What,
And
just
yeah, it says a small iron wheel.
like is it got a thing into the wall or?
Let's put it this way. You don't see anything connected. It's attached to the wall. It looks like one of those steam tank, you know.
Stupid enough to turn.
You do see black marble benches hug the wall in here.
I actually rolled a 14 to investigate just to see with this wheel if I can see
What's on them?
or make any idea
This was not
what
yours,
this
this
thing
was mine.
does.
Parts.
Parts, yeah. It's Bertram's.
Okay. You investigate it, and you're trying to figure out what it does.
Yeah, just like looking at it like, you know, like
You have a feeling it's somehow connected to that tank. That's right there.
does the tank look like have any doors on it or anything?
It does not appear. Oh, it does have some vents.
Oh.
There does appear to be some vents in the tank.
I'm gonna slowly
Uh-huh.
start turning the wheel.
You hear the sound as you start turning the wheel, and sounds of running water slowly getting faster until you hit
Like
to a
open the
certain
gate.
spot. You hear it pouring into the tank and hearing sound as now steam starts shooting out of the vents.
Get in the sauna! Bertram's favorite!
I thought this was Bart's favorite.
That's Bertram.
Yeah. Bart didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, it is a sauna. You have found a sauna and a shower.
Who wrote this adventure?
Japanese.
The Finns.
Technically,
Wow! So this is a pretty big room.
yeah.
This is
Anything else in here?
And I'm all getting
So this is a
like
giant-
back. It's just like things turn it on.
This is a giant fire thing. When water comes in, it makes steam.
And right now, it seems to be pumping out that steam unless you shut off the valve.
Oh no, I'm staying here
It
and
is-
watching.
It is.
Fantastic. Are there benches? I mean,
Yeah,
Where's the smoke coming
benches.
from, guys?
Benches line all the way around the room. I mean, you have a 360-degree bench chamber
it's
room
the
or whatever.
giant dwarven sauna.
Oh, no.
How many
Sauna.
shadows can fit into?
All of you can fit inside of it, except for maybe the warhorse.
Please don't put me in the boiler.
We got it. Master.
Sorry, the mastiff. Except for the mastiff. The mastiff might actually have difficulties getting through doorways. As
So I'm going to turn the wheel
a lot
the
of these
other way.
doorways look like they're only 5 foot wide. Do what?
I'm going to turn the wheel the opposite direction.
Okay, as you do that, you do start hearing the water slowly slow down. You start hearing the water slow down to almost nothing, and the steam out of the vents eventually begin to slow down to almost nothing. And yeah,
Okay. Anything else interesting in here?
nothing I can say.
All right.
Do I want to use the wand of secrets?
We
If
got
there's
everything
anything-
but a way to use the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yes, probably just gonna be another bathroom.
Why would you secret door bathroom?
It's the king's bathroom.
Oh, the
No,
king's.
it's the king's toilet.
Yeah.
There's no toilet.
It's
There's no doors in here.
His
That's
throne. It's
just a round room.
His throne, yeah.
yeah, porcelain throne.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a round room.
And the other room looked like it was showers.
The other room was showers, and it has a benches in the middle.
Was there any wheels on the wall out there?
No, just a pull chains
Pull
that
chains.
that
And
were
when
by the
we
shower heads.
pulled it, cold water came off.
Yeah, if you
Not hot water.
test it, it just seemed like cold water came out. Yeah,
What if we pulled
What if
all
we
of them
turned the
at
wheel
same
and then tried to
time?
see if hot water came off? Let's do that.
sure.
I'll walk up.
How tall? How the where are the what is that shower heads at? How high up on the wall are they?
It says the shower heads come from the ceiling.
From the ceiling.
Yeah, their shower heads are attached to the ceiling.
No, I can make hot water.
What if we
Oh.
pulled them all at the same time? And turn the wheel all at the same
Okay, we
time?
turn the wheel and we try to pull the thing.
All
Cold
at the
water
same
still comes out of the shower heads, and steam begins to bellow out of the shower.
I mean, I could use prestidigitation to heat the water up for the shower, can't I? Because I think
Other one.
Bar- This is
This
messed
next time I
around.
take a long rest, let's go to the sauna.
Yeah,
Chill.
sure. We should escape. So yeah, I can turn the.
Oh.
You have to keep the water, the handle pulled, right? To
Yeah,
the water coming.
I look at it like as this. You know, one of those outdoor things
Yeah.
where you lather up and everything, but you got to pull to
Yeah.
get the water, and then you
Yeah.
release, it stops. That's basically
Mage hand
what
cantrip.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
she's the only one with Mage Hand.
Mage hand that for me.
Okay.
Just because it's so
Yeah,
stupid and hilarious, I want Bernice. Do you remember the word? No. Thank
Hey,
you.
Mage hand
All
that
right.
for me.
Oh. Oh.
Ask
Sunbird.
Mage hand. Make the hand go. And
I have it
pull
written
one more
down.
thing.
Okay.
And then I cast create bonfire on the ceiling. Now I have hot water.
Wait, what?
Zunderbrook.
Okay.
Doesn't that just make steam?
No, it's on the ceiling.
Okay. So
Create bonfire. Heating
Great
water.
bonfire is a magical fire effect, which I don't believe can be put out by water. You know what? For shits and giggles and because of creativity, sure, yes, it fucking works. It only how long does
Amazing.
bonfire last? 1 minute?
That's how long this lasts.
It's a cantrip, so
You're right, but I think it's like 1
Like
minute.
mid shower, you're just like crack
Yeah.
soap in your eye.
They both last a minute.
it
Put it
is.
at
He
the
only,
same
he only has to do it when
1
he
minute.
needs to rinse.
1
He
minute.
can lather and then.
It's a 1 minute shower.
All right,
And then it's
sure. With the combined combination,
We have to do it at
sure.
the same time.
I don't know why we're doing this.
Yeah,
And-
it's fine.
RP.
So, Bernice,
Yes.
do you say that word?
Yes.
Thank you. Somebody telling you not to use the wand of secrets. You say the word. While everybody else is looking around, you say the
I
word.
just happened to
You
remember.
heard a little sound
Oh.
What the heck?
by
Do I?
by this showerhead.
Now, which showerhead is Bart at?
Of course it
That'd
is.
be hilarious if
Okay.
he's using that shower.
Is that the shower head you're using?
For the one side or something.
I'm gonna go over there and I'm going to check out that area, the wall.
Okay.
You want me to roll investigation? Or roll?
No, it's not that hard to find once you said that.
Okay. Oh. Nice. Look. And I push this door open. Is that how it goes? Okay.
Sure, yeah.
And I push the door open. And I find a secret chamber.
Yeah.
I peek in and what do I see?
Behind that door, as you push it over, after you just your inner voice said, "You know what, I should probably say that word." And you say it. You see that there is a shrine that's built on the east wall. It's a dwarven god that you would recognize. All the dwarves would definitely easily recognize this, as you are, whether you worship the dwarven gods or not, you guys are dwarves and you know all the dwarven type of gods.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Without getting a closer look at it, I'm just going to say, you know, it's that. In front of it, though, you notice there is an empty or an open pit. But the statue is facing the door. It is 8-foot tall statue with a pig eye male dwarf sitting on a throne. 8 gemstones are embedded in the stone rings the dwarf wears on its steepled hands. Do you
I want to touch it.
proceed to go closer and check everything out? Okay. As you get closer, in front of the pit, yes, is a 10-foot deep open pit whose button is set with spring-loaded iron jaws, around which are chunks of rocks, or chunks of rock, and dwarven bones. As you get closer, you notice this is a shrine to Abathor. You recognize this is the dwarven god of greed. Now, the pit has no trapdoors. Your only conclusion that you can come to is that that stone was breakaway tiles. And some greedy dwarf stepped on it and fell to his death.
Is there a body down there?
Do I see a body down there?
Yes, I said
Okay.
there was dwarven
Oh, you did
bones.
say there was dwarven bones. Sorry. Oh. Oh. All right then.
Now, he fell to his death, and it looks like, you know, like a bear trap. The bones itself seem to be crushed by like iron jaws that seem to be right around him. So he fell and was pretty much killed by the iron jaws.
A horrible way to die.
What's the
Besides
straps?
the gems,
Got 2.
one of his legs seems to be a peg leg
On the
on the statue.
I was gonna say the guy in the pit.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
hold on. Let me read this again. No, down in the hole, I believe. Now that we're gonna. Yeah, you see a metal peg-looking leg in the hole.
Oh, in the hole.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
'Cause I'm trying to read this correctly, but yes. So you notice, and with you being a dwarf and you're a metalsmith, that is mithril.
Oh,
A mithril
Smell.
peg leg.
mithril peg
A
leg.
peg leg made out of mithril.
Did we run across anybody with a mithril peg leg? Vaguely familiar, but
No, I don't think you have, but
I don't know. His name's Cecil.
can I? No, I'm not going to be greedy. I was like, can I grab the mithril? Can I reach the
It's in the
leg?
pit,
But
right?
it's a 10. It says 10 foot deep,
oh, okay.
going 10 feet down.
Get Mage hand that back up here.
But
Yeah,
It's there. You also looked at. It does appear that the gems that are set in the ring can be removed.
I'm on my. Okay.
So
I mean, if someone wants to help me get that peg leg, we've got that'll give us more mithril to make more stuff.
I have those stilts.
Okay.
I mean, depending on how much it weighs, I think Mage Hand is still the easiest.
And mithril's really light.
Yeah.
yeah, it says it's. Well, I have a amount
Okay.
gold worth of what it's worth, but I don't have a weight on it. So
Right.
Yeah.
like
Says I
aluminum.
can lift up to 10 pounds.
how much did I say each one of those chunks of mithril you got was worth? And how I think I said. Forget how much poundage too that you guys got off of that.
Like 13 pounds of
We have 4 chunks of mithril that are owed. There's no weight. I didn't write a weight. 25 gold pieces each.
Okay.
Look it up real quick.
I just got to find the area that you guys got in, and I can look at the data again.
Okay. I according to this, I have. After I made the shield, I have 8 pounds of mithril. I think.
Okay.
Is that what you have?
Let me look. I gotta scroll back. Here we go. Here it is.
Yeah. I didn't know we had that. Where'd that come from?
Okay, so each pound of material is worth 50 gold pieces. So with that being said, you probably can lift this up.
Alright.
Just based on how much each pound is worth 50 gold, and based on how much gold value that they're saying this peg leg is, you should have no problem lifting it up with your mage hand. So yes.
I cast Mage Hand, grab the mythical, and
Mage Hand.
Okay. So, as you guys enjoy your little sauna visit and everything else, she lifts up the peg leg. So you got a peg leg made out of mithril that's worth about 75 gold pieces. So it's about 1.5 pounds. Do you take the gems
yes,
as well?
yes.
I'm not in there, so I don't.
Yeah, my babysitters are outside.
Your babysitter's what?
Well, technically Bernice is right there with you, but
She encourages it.
okay.
I don't.
Don't discourage.
Well, I don't discourage,
just
but I
a
don't
observer.
encourage.
Alright.
So I'm just gonna be like,
This is
I wouldn't do that,
This
but-
is an evil god, so I rolled 50-50 and I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have
Boss man does it.
2
Are you keeping them, Mal? Or am I putting them in the party?
1 second.
I have no
What?
idea how to
I know what they are first.
spell this. Okay, so 2 gems are sardonyx.
Sardonic?
yeah, sorry, don't.
Okay, you get 2 of them. They're worth 50 gold each. SARDONYXES. 2 zircons, which are worth 50 gold each. An amethyst, which is worth 100 gold. 2 garnets, which is worth 100 gold each.
1 second. You're talking way too fast.
I'll read this. We'll write it down during the break here in a second. And a spinel worth of gold, and a tourmaline worth 100 gold as well.
Tourmaline.
So while you're doing that, and some of you guys are fucking with the showers and sauna, we're gonna take a quick little break, a 15-minute break, right there, and we will be right back. So we're just gonna take a quick 15-minute break, guys, and we'll be right back. So see you here in a minute. Hey guys, we are back from our break. So I went ahead, I changed maps just to be aware. I will be dragging everybody's icons onto this map here in just a second. Basically, before break, the group messed with the shower heads and messed with the sauna and went ahead and took the gems out of the ring of the statue, as well as taking the mithril peg leg of the dead dwarf that was in the pit. From there, you guys went through the tunnel section that we discussed and ventured further down that tunnel that led you to that will lead you to the next floor. So, as you can already tell, Umber Hulks have bored tunnels that connect levels, this level to the last level that you guys were just at. So what you are guys using is a tunnel that was bored by an Umber Hulk. It's about 5 foot wide and 8 foot tall. So as you guys were kind of coming down this tunnel, your mount unfortunately would not be able to get through this, as it is a large creature.
I told him to go home.
Okay, so before you went, you realized that you dismissed him. If I don't give you guys a description, I'm just going to tell you right now, most of these caverns are going to be about 30-foot high ceiling and about a 20-foot, and passages are going to be about 20 foot tall. And wider, okay, so the ceiling is about 30 foot. Wider passages are 20 foot tall. Whatever. I'll tell you the area. If it's an area that has a different description, I'll tell you the description on it. If it's not, so generally, let's just say ceilings right now are 30 foot high. If it comes to it, so just to give you an idea, because I know we asked about that, and this is going to be easier to tell you right now. So. So you come to this area here. The ones that are in front, for the most part of you guys can see that it kind of splits off. You can go north and you can kind of go south, and you see as you're back in a winding cave type area versus the straight line, organized, clean, built by dwarfs area. So as a group, what do you guys want to do?
Oh, let's go north. It's not or so.
I lost my map for wow. We use the 50-50 die on these?
Yes.
Okay.
So Bart pulls out a coin and flips.
Yep.
Heads goes where?
North.
Heads go north?
Ah!
Okay.
Winning.
So you guys are going to go north. Okay. Again, bear with my whole dragging you guys along.
Sure. Well, we should just investigate to see, is there anything that looks like there's a natural movement along these, moving one direction or the other?
Going slow, right? Like, careful pace.
Not really. Not really. It doesn't look like there's any type of movement or path tracked that has been made recently. It all seems to be fairly old. So again, you come to here and you have another decision. Are we going north or are we going south?
I rolled south.
North, south?
Both.
South.
Okay, we're going south. Okay.
Southy.
Southy.
All right. I'm going to put you guys right here, just for a second, and then I'll straighten it all up. So right here, as you guys are right here, most of you can now see that path that you would have went south would have connected you right here. So that was a whole circle that was right there.
The heck?
Looks like a ledge.
Yes. Hence why I was trying to tell you the passages may not be best for a riding mount. As you
There's
guys,
a giant room
you
here.
guys did go south. They went south. You're going to go. You're going to go.
Trust you.
You're going to go to your left, correct?
Well, there's a giant room to the left over here with it in a what looks to be a pit of some sort. Let's go to the edge and look at in.
Okay, so you want to proceed
Yeah.
forward.
Is there any light coming from anything? Or is
There
it
is
like
no light
pitch black?
other than what Mal's globe is putting out.
Okay.
That
I
is
to turn
it.
into a disco ball.
Disco ball?
Yeah.
There we go.
And then there's light everywhere.
It's just red and blue. We're under hot pursuit.
Mal, feel free to move your ball to where you need to move it.
All right.
But
so
anyways, that's where you
looks
see.
like this ledge goes around both directions.
It does appear that the ledge itself.
There's another entrance to the south that I can see,
I have a bright idea.
and there's what. So as I look across here,
Yes,
I can see all the way. There's something in the middle.
there is definitely something off into the distance. Yes.
What do I see?
Well, let's find out, shall we?
I mean, it's not very big. It's
No, it's not very big.
20 by 20 at best.
It appears it's small. It's like, to you, since your vision is pretty long, and you know when you're traveling through this through the countryside and you see a building and it appears to be small, and as you get bigger it gets bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a building floating in the middle of that area.
Floating?
Yes, I believe floating.
That's not on the ground.
That is definitely not on the ground.
Oh,
We could drive the carpet.
Let me.
yeah.
Yeah, I can fly just fine.
Yeah, that I can see.
Are these ledges?
Yeah.
Well,
They're 10 feet wide. But I don't see,
You can-
from what I see, I don't see any way down. How deep are these ledges? As I asked 15 questions and he hasn't answered the first one. Sorry.
You what?
Nothing.
Okay, so actually, it's not floating. Sorry, that is my fault. The thing is, it's not directly in front of you. The ledges themselves are 90 feet up,
Oh.
and you see at the very bottom, Mister, I can see really far away, and it is large, but it seems really far away. A building-like structure. I don't want to call it a castle, but I don't want to call it a barracks. It's something in between. I want to say a castle in a way, a small castle-like structure.
Do we want to
Yes.
Yeah.
go?
yeah.
And who is proficient with survival? Anybody proficient with survival?
No.
No. Okay.
Hang on.
It's not true.
No.
Do you want my characters?
The other character.
Then
I could.
Bart, since you got a really long vision, give me a perception check. Yeah, just give me a perception check. Okay.
I'm starting to build up.
It's. Yeah,
It does
these
appear
are
that you
downside.
can possibly traverse down the cliffside.
So they're not. Great.
It's not a straight vertical steep. It's
I mean, we can all
incline.
jump on the carpet and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
fly down.
I'd rather do that.
Yeah, let's
We
just
have
fly
another-
down.
We have another throne.
What?
Bertram,
no
he can
throne.
fly by himself. Now
Actually-
you ride the broom.
Since
So it's
it
just
looks
a
like
dwarf
this,
soft with carpet.
it looks like there's a structure in the distance you're telling us about. I think it'd probably be best if I went back in the north.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you can fly on the broom.
Mm-hmm.
We can get on the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Fly down at least to the ground level. Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Now
I
where's my
feel
map?
like
go?
we
Here we go.
should at least go halfway there on the broom. or
I mean,
on
it's
the
only
carpet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Okay.
So it's right
With the
outside-
90-foot drop.
Right, we're gonna take the carpet out. And,
Yeah.
So it's right out.
I mean, we can fly right up to the damn thing and land.
on the roof. We are goats.
We are
Um,
goats.
Is there a door? Do I see a door? Or is
I'm-
it too small?
Get into that in just a second. I'm trying to. There's something that's going to happen. I just need to. I'm just quickly just reading this and getting your guys' description as you are
Getting the carpet out.
getting on the carpet and everything else. So just a sec here. I had read this part. It's just I am also not expecting you guys to go straight to this. the damn castle. But you rolled north and then south and then saw it. So yeah, I mean
Yeah, I rolled.
that's hilarious.
Chaos.
Smell like plastic.
What?
Smell like plastic.
Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, cool. All right, there we go. I got it. So
Let's get back.
this is what's going to be funny about this. You're flying on the magic broom. Is that what you're doing? And then the rest of you are on the carpet.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys begin to fly down to the castle itself. Everybody, I need the group themselves to give me a perception check, would you please?
Oh yes.
Not you.
That was the wrong one. I clicked the wrong thing.
It would have been funnier if you got another low one.
2 more to that.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
I,
Oh wow.
Jesus.
You're on a roll on there, aren't you? Okay, well, this is going to be very hilarious.
No, I did.
well,
You threatened it
what's
with
your
the
modifier for
normal
it?
dice.
Yeah,
It would have been
with
plus
normal
4,
dice.
so I'm okay, 13,
Okay.
not 11.
Oh, you did performance.
I did persuasion on this
Persuasion.
thing.
I got to.
To persuade you to go
Check that
down
one.
the thing.
Okay. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of clicking noises over here. Sorry.
Click, 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 click. Clickety
Okay,
click.
for right now, I'm putting you guys right here. I will be moving you here in just a second, depending on what you do. Bartram, you two are the only two that happen to notice until everybody gets to the castle. You notice as you get into the castle appears to get larger fairly quick as you're approaching it. Now, it was really small. You know, off in the distance, it takes a while for it to start, so bigger. But as you approach it, it seems to get larger quicker. As you two are the only ones that notice that while riding on the carpet, you notice the carpet and the broom seem to be growing in size. And as you get to the castle, the carpet is a lot larger than it was when you're on there. But now you see the castle looks like a normal sized castle. And you two are quickly to come to the conclusion as you notice that Mao was starting to have difficult. This is funny as hell. Difficulty holding on to her broom as her broom seems to have enlarged in size. You guys have come to the conclusion as you approach, you actually shrunk.
So it's a little tiny Mal on a broomstick?
But the two magical items you were writing on did not shrink.
Amazing.
What about magical items that we're carrying?
They seem to be fine.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I was like, oh god, this bag of holding is going to be big and
The belts. The belts.
Yeah, the belt.
So behind my determination was
So-
if you're wearing or carrying it, but you're writing on this, and that's the reason
So
why
there's
those
a
stayed the
giant
same. But
carpet outside of this castle.
right now you're on it's normal size, but you're small.
We're small. Oh.
You guys have shrunk. And this is now
We're
yeah.
So now the building is normal size to us.
The building looks normal size to you. You are 1/12 the size you were before.
Oh,
Well,
God.
I believe is what I read.
So here's what I want to try. I want to try something. Get back on the
You know how
carpet.
fast that would feel us going
Drive
that?
back away. I
on
want to
that?
see. Yeah?
Yeah.
As you leave the castle area, the carpet seems to start feeling like normal size to you as, yes, you start growing back to your normal size.
All right. So we'll drive back in.
Let me
Weird.
off this crazy ride.
Yeah, no, yeah, I am right. Yes, you reduced to 1/12 your size that you normally were.
Oh, no, I keep my cookies.
So as you approach the castle, you shrink.
Wow. That's fun.
Fun.
And as you
Glad you're
approach,
having
it's not
fun.
that hard for you to find the entrance to this castle.
Okay?
So,
Oh, we need to bring you.
all right, first of all, First of all, anybody who's not shrunk would probably hear that. But everybody is the same size, so
Yeah.
your voice is still normal. But Thoron probably just does it because he thinks that's what's supposed to happen. Okay. The exterior doors. Oh, man, I'm trying to. Oh, never mind. There. Okay. There isn't a stoop or other surface that stand on the outside of this castle entrance. But hanging on the front door is a crude wooden sign that's written in Draconic.
Go away.
Besides you, anybody else read Draconic?
No.
Nope.
You
Magic
definitely
Man,
read
what does
this.
the magic word say?
It says Otto's Castle.
Otto's Castle.
Otto.
Is the ground that we're on normal cavern?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave me alone. I do what I want.
Moral of the story: don't trust the system.
Physically, everything, it appears like everything that's coming towards the castle appears to be 1/12 the size that it should be. So when you pick up a grain of dirt or whatever, it appears to be like you would normally. If you, mister, I got a nice big ass long vision, the cliff themselves look really freaking far up, further than 90 feet up, but that's because of your perspective of where you're at now and how
If we
small
took
you are.
a rock with us on the way out, that thing would be like a
This is exactly what I was thinking.
Wild. Okay, well, don't
All right.
forget where we parked.
You can sure in hell fucking try.
do we want to mess with Otto's castle, or do we want to
We should knock.
knock?
Yeah, I was just saying
knock.
that's not.
do you want to knock
Yeah,
magically? Or... don't.
Okay, you guys are going to
Dave's not
knock.
here.
Wow, okay.
Oh, this is Dave.
Have you ever heard of our Lord and Savior, Lord Helm?
Okay, well, I am going to
Let me show you the scriptures.
I'm here to talk to you about your rug's extended warranty.
so
That's good.
you guys wait for a few minutes and nothing appears to nothing appears to happen.
Is there a door handle?
There
Or
is.
is it just a... Yeah. Is it like a... Or just push? Should we...
Oh, maybe there's a doorbell like at the other place. Is there like a rope hanging anywhere that has?
No.
No.
You do not see any type of indication of a doorbell or a pull rope for a bell type situation. No.
What if we all bang on the door at the same time?
Just since... I mean, is it still just pitch black? Other than Mal's...
Yeah, there's nothing.
Well, then Bart gonna
Here.
open the door and just stick his head in and see if there's any light in there.
The door does appear to be unlocked. It's not locked. Okay. So Bart's doing this. Making sure I grab the right person. Bart, I'm throwing you out in the middle of nowhere real quick. Sorry.
I'm gonna say I see some more stuff in this.
I'm trying to get you to the right thing here.
A new movie coming to theaters near you. Honey, I Shrunk the Party.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So that's what you kind of see in the room.
I don't need to see.
Yeah, you're gonna have to move your map or widen up your map to find
Oh,
your
okay.
token.
I think I see it.
Okay.
Weird. So this, so is that what I'm looking at? Is that the door?
Where you're at is a door, and then right there is like a foyer.
So north
type
is
thing.
the foyer, or
Yeah.
north is outside?
Yes.
Okay.
The
So I see another door.
Yes.
Oh, this looks like a foyer. A foyer.
Foyer.
Foyer. Yeah, something like that.
Fancy.
I'm just trying
What
to.
about
Hang
Fournier?
Foyer.
Okay. It's still considered like the main entrance area, but yes.
And it's not lit.
It's not lit. Yes, you're correct. It is not lit. You do see. You do see while peering in, you see 4 white marble pedestals stand near the west and east walls. Atop each pedestal is a corked. Well, yeah, you got good vision. Is a corked flask made of opaque green glass.
But other than that, it's pitch black.
Right. You also see like feather dusters seem to be dusting this area. 4 of them.
What?
So
Like
like,
cockatrice. Like
just like unseen servants, just magic, like Mickey Mouse's castle.
whatever you need.
Fantasia.
Whatever you gotta.
Fantasia, yeah.
Whatever you gotta find a conclusion to what I just said.
Beauty and the Beast.
That's the first one that I thought of.
So I explained this all to them, and then should we go in? All right, we'll go in.
Been in weirder
All
places.
right, I did
Maybe
move all
not.
you guys. Hopefully, I moved everybody. You
know.
might have to find.
The lights.
Looks like everybody's down there.
Well, they'll have to move on their side. Where it is.
Zoom in. How do I move? Where am I moving?
Yes. It's to the south of the.
Southie.
Yeah, it's like
South.
southwestish area
Yeah.
of the
There it is.
map.
I hoped.
If it's showing you any type of walls or something below, you guys ignore all that.
Come on.
But yeah.
Tap you.
Also, Bertram, or sorry, Bart. Also give me a just give me a quick perception check too while you're looking in there.
You were
would you?
startled. I don't blame you.
I'm about to just refer to him as Bertram, and then we'll figure out which character it is that's doing it. Okay, you do hear on the other side of that door a ringing
The
sound
door
on the other side.
inside the foyer.
Yes, that's
A
across
ring.
from you.
Like a telephone
It's
ringing,
faint ringing sound.
or like a bell, or
Yeah,
Bell tone.
I'd say probably maybe like a bell tone type ring.
everybody see these weird ass feather dusters?
Yeah, this is.
Check out the green goblets. And Bart gonna go put his ear to the door.
And it only lasts for about 10 seconds and then it stops.
All right, maybe be on the alert because something just rang and then stopped. Like, did we just set off a trap? Oh God! Did we just summon the?
Don't worry, we are the danger.
to ourselves?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where your little...
On top of
It's
me.
on.
I always have great
Oh.
ideas.
Can you see anything?
There it is.
I can see it.
Okay.
This is the ones.
There, I'm just moving it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so we're going to move you guys into here.
No, it's gone.
And you just told the group to check out the green...
That room that she.
So yeah, I heard the ring and then it stopped.
I don't like it.
I'm gonna open this door.
And you're going to open that door?
Yep.
Okay. Now, you did tell somebody to check out the
Yeah, the
vases. So, before you do that,
Okay.
who's checking those?
I'll check it out.
They're kind of like flasks or whatnot. So, you're going to check it out?
Yeah.
I'll help him.
Okay.
A little more peppermint. A little more sweet.
What do you want me to roll for this?
Investigation.
Oh,
Okay.
Don't you get advantage because I'm helping?
Oh, you're right.
I think. Yeah.
Fine.
Okay. As you look
Good
look
help.
at these,
That is good help.
as you look at these glass, the two of you are looking at these glass flasks in the cork. You don't see anything inside of them. They appear to be empty, but they're corked.
Keep it there.
They look like ordinary green glass flasks.
Okay.
Okay.
As a feather duster does come around you guys, and like I said, while you guys are here, you just see them. It's just dusting walls, or dusting the pedestals, or dusting the flasks. Maybe one tickles your nose for a split minute or something, and then moves on. But that's what you see in this area. Now, you, sir, said you're going to go ahead and open the door.
Yeah, I'm opening the door. I said, okay, be
Let
ready.
me make
The alarm
sure.
sounding, action. The bell was ringing. And now it's not. And I just open up and look in.
The bell told
Ready to shut that bitch in.
Okay, that's cool. That's good to know on that one. Uh, okay, cool. Let me open that door up for you.
My love, open the door.
That way the light floods in.
What do you see?
Okay. The door opens up.
I think I see another door.
It's a bathroom.
Who built this place?
Dwarves.
Mr. Door.
Like 3 feet later, there's another door.
It can't be a dwarf door. Don't like doors.
Okay. So that answers that question.
Yes.
Smash.
Okay, so what you see is it opens up into a stone-looking hallway.
Like a hallway that goes left and right,
Yes.
and then the door.
Uh,
Or there's something there.
let me double check. Yes, that's a door.
Okay.
And a door right in front of you. Yes.
Left, right, door. I'm going to look down the hall. I'm going to go in here.
Okay.
And
I'm just going to move you for right now.
yeah, okay, so long hallway. Ooh.
What do you see, your brother dear?
I see hallways in both directions, passages, and a door.
Well,
And maybe even some other doors down the hallways.
This is heaven for us. We get to destroy all of them.
you must
Maybe
fight
not.
urge to
Come on.
destroy
Should
doors.
we go forward, left, right?
Let's go right.
What if
Yeah,
we-
right.
My right or your... All right, I guess we're going right.
What if there's a dragon?
Okay.
Well, then there will be.
We've dealt with
Fine.
dragons many a times. Long, no, even
Yeah, and then we break its house. Well,
Lord bless you.
Oh man. Sorry, I'm trying to reposition you guys back in the group. All right, there we go. Okay, so you're going to go down to the right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, I'm just kind of
With the
Actually-
doors in this place.
here. I'm going to back it up just a little bit so that way Bertram can see down the long hallways. So yes, you come down to
Oh
this.
my
You
lord.
come down to this.
another door.
there's 2 doors right there.
Hell.
Let me tell you, there's more doors even past what you can see.
What?
Door, passage.
Well, you know, you are in a castle.
Oh, and there's a door behind us. Don't forget that one over there.
So
Okay. So
down the hallway, yes, you appear to see a lot of doors, as well as just over into the corner of this little niche or not, whatever you want to call it. You do notice another doorway down here, right here. Now this, I believe, is a window.
Windy.
It's a barred window, I believe.
What level is
Yeah.
it? That was a barred window.
It's a it's a very strong window.
It's a yodeler.
Oh, by the way, it's weird as you guys step into this castle. Just kind of give you a little bit more setting, and I forget a little bit of details I'm trying to give you guys. You do realize that the temperature is a nice 70 degrees.
Central heat and air.
That is Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
Oh God.
It literally states Fahrenheit, just so people understand.
Are there wait, spin it out, sir.
Oh, okay. So I was trying to give you a detail of the windows. So you do see the windows are fitted with crystal bars.
Is there light coming in from there or no?
Whatever light is outside will pour in. Whatever light inside pours
And
out.
it's dark out there.
And it's dark out there.
Are there any like bells? Like, do we see any bells? Since he heard bells, do we see any bells?
You can roll a perception check.
I say
or something.
instead of going forward, let's hit this. Let's hit this down here so we're not having to map back.
Down
Okay.
here?
Let's hit this door down here.
Okay.
So then that way, I mean, it doesn't. We might, but if we go back up here, if we go north, then we're gonna have to eventually come back here. And that last map was a disaster.
I rolled a 20, so 25 for perception.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Okay.
On Pinky over here.
So, as Bart is saying this,
Yeah.
and you're looking around for bells, you don't notice any bells.
Okay.
But he mentions the door. Okay, so you kind of move your focus over there, and I'm rolling that 20 over there. You see what looks to be wedged in the frame of this door, one Electrum coin.
Oh, get that. That's interesting.
There's a coin stuck in the corner of this door.
So you got like the door and the frame, and it's stuck
Yeah.
between the door and the frame.
Damn it.
It's pain. I'm gonna go and so is there like a wedge there? Like if I went up and I could peek through? Kind of?
It's not really, you can't really like look through the cracks that easily,
Okay.
but it's kind of dark
Yeah, that's
to
fine.
begin with.
Do we want to try to open this
Yeah.
door? I'm gonna. Okay.
Okay.
Just normally opening. What are the doors made out of? Are these all wood doors, or are they stone doors, or?
Okay. The
I'm
doors.
not smashing it. That's...
Oh no.
No, it does. Oh, okay. So this is what's kind of cool about this castle. So the exterior doors, the door that you just walked through is a stone door, but it has adamantine hinges. And like the castle walls, pretty impervious to damage. The interior doors are fancy stained glass windows with iron hinges on one side.
Wow.
The doors are all stained glass.
Stained glass.
Really cost damage.
Yeah.
What happens if we take this glass outside of that area?
Oh God.
Stained glass worth money. Saying.
I mean, it'll be giant, right?
Yeah, giant.
Mm-hmm.
The door handle on this door are likewise fashioned from iron, from just like the framework is.
This could be our house.
We have a house on the floor. What was it?
Let's open the door, Brings.
Okay. I'm going to carefully open the door.
Okay.
And we still don't know
Trying to
if
get.
Yeah, I got out of this. Like,
Yeah.
never found out. I
Wonder
don't
if I
know.
can. I do this. I'll open the door in just a sec. I need to grab something. It even lets me. Do. Okay, well, I'll say this. As you open up the door itself, you notice that there are hundreds of chests and trunks.
Better not be a mimic closet.
But all of these doors are just nice.
in this room. And let me open this up real quick too. And I'll grab you guys. Okay. Are you all going in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to throw you into here real quick. And I'll just get a description. Okay. Yes, that's right. No, that's not what I wanted. Why? Not what I said to copy. Where's delete? Delete. There we go. I did not type what I want to type. So I'm trying to grab an image that apparently did not come with me. There. Okay. So you see hundreds of chests and trunks in a variety of sizes sizes form a neat stack with narrow aisles widening between them. As you kind of go around this area, you notice embedded in the north wall, hidden behind the chests and trunks, is a stone arch.
Did that piece of electrum, did it fall when I
Yes,
opened the door?
if you did not pull it out when you open the door, it ting 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 on the ground.
I guess I'll go up and look at the arch, see what the arch has to say to us.
What if we need that for the arch?
Bertram's gonna
Probably
browse
do.
through the chests.
Okay. As you
Bart's gonna
approach
go with Bernnice.
As you approach the arch, which is very easy because you guys know what you're looking for, you notice that there is wordings inside the arch. It's written in common, and it sounds, as you kind of read it to yourself, a riddle. The riddle says, what appears once in an hour, twice in a blue moon, and never in sunshine. And by the way, as you're searching through these trunks, how angry or irritated would you say it? Is it Bart doing this?
Bertram is
Bertram.
doing the chest.
How irritated would Bertram be if he was finding nothing in any of these? Because that's exactly what you're
I
finding
mean,
is
Bertram
nothing.
doesn't have that much patience anyway. So I mean, after looking at a few things and just finding
They're
a
empty.
hoarder's paradise,
Yeah, they all appear to be empty.
they're just empty chests.
Empty
Anybody need an
chests
empty
and trunks.
chest?
No.
Empty chests and trunks in various sizes. In fact, you find some trunks and some chests inside of others.
Oh my god.
That sounds like a great idea.
Once in an hour.
Yeah, I'm gonna
twice
stop
in a
because
It's
just
a
in
Russian
case
nesting
there's
doll
one.
of chests.
And what was the last one? Once in an hour.
Once in an hour,
Twice
twice in a blue moon, and never in sunshine.
Vampire.
What's your answer?
A vampire. Never in sunlight.
So, that is what
You
you guys
see what
find
it
in
says?
this room.
What appears once in an hour, twice in a blue moon, but never in sunshine?
Okay. Well, we know there's a portal here.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's carry on.
Mark that down. Write that down.
Okay.
Any other doors in this room that we see?
No. What other you see? What you do see, and you do recognize, this room also has what appears to be arrow slits, to where somebody could shoot
Oh yeah, we
arrows
definitely know about
out
those.
through.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, first.
I do remember that.
So you do recognize arrow slits are embedded in the walls to where somebody could be sitting in this room and shooting out. So other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, interesting.
Do we go up the hall?
Yeah,
One door at a time?
yeah.
Street by street and house by house?
Where?
Anybody want this piece of electrum?
I went.
I
Like,
take this?
Hey, put it back in the door.
Damn it. Okay. And I put it back in the door when we close it.
So that means you're going to close the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will close the door.
That's a once in a lifetime thought.
The
What?
door is now closed.
An electrum piece?
Okay, which door are you want? You want to go the first door on the
right
right?
here. Yeah.
Is what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it appeared
Sir.
once this hour, so maybe let them. We'll see if it shows it twice.
How do we know if there's a blue moon?
Well, blue moon could be, you know, passage of time, like, you know, like. All right, door on the right.
Okay. Who's doing what?
Glass
I bet you that's
It-
what it is.
Yeah.
door, iron hinges.
The only stone door was that first door that you came in out of the foyer. Those two doors were stone. After that, everything else appears to be glass, stained glass doors with iron frames.
Electrum piece.
Wedged into the frame of this one is one copper coin.
A copper.
What is this?
I don't know. Maybe it's a code for something like Electrum is the junk room and
The abandoned currency.
yeah. All right, let's stick my head in here and look around.
Wonder if this is like how if they know that someone's been here too, like if the pieces are gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
warning.
a toothpick on the top part of a.
Yep.
So, are we going through this door or what are we doing?
Just looking
Yeah.
in.
Oh, are we just taking
Just
a
looking
peek?
in?
Yep.
Who's the one looking in?
Bart.
Bart is?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I want to move this. As you appear in, since you did not remove the copper coin, correct? It falls to the
Where are
ground.
these copper coins? Are they in the? Are they in like just the side? Are they up on top or just like there? Okay. Yeah, I just open it.
Exactly. Without removing the copper coin, you hear it clutter to the ground. Tink, tink, tink,
Tink, tink.
tink. You open the door and you see you're peering in, you see a green marble table surrounded by 12 high back oak chairs that stand in the middle of this room.
What do you see?
I mean, you probably see half of that since you're just only really appearing in. But if you're like wanting to look all the way in, then maybe.
There's a table.
Yep,
And
appears to
some
be a table and
chairs.
some chairs. And let's see here. Actually, I'm gonna move since Bart's the one kind of looking. I'm just gonna move you kind of like right here, since you're appearing in. And you do notice you notice a door in the north of this room as well.
All right, I'll go in.
You want to go in?
Yeah.
Everybody else following?
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
sure. Cool. As I move him back to the group so I can just grab you guys. Okay. As you guys walk into the room, Bart, you're the first one to notice that a bell rings as
I
you
ready to
enter this
dodge.
room. In fact, as everybody enters the room, for each person that enters the room, a bell rings.
Okay. Ooh.
Moments after the bell rings, the north door opens up. and you notice plates begin floating around and start setting on the table.
Oh.
And then glasses and silverware. It appears that something seems to be setting the table.
Singing. Leaf up.
Leaf.
Is it leaf?
With a
Leaf is
teapot.
here.
I'm just
Leaf's
gonna
relatives
I'm
are
gonna,
here.
I'm gonna open up the north door since they're coming in and out of this door now. But something seems to be pairing, and it's like you see maybe like a couple of plates that are stacked coming in, but you see several things happening as it begins to set the table. And as soon as the table is finished setting, if you guys are waiting,
Yeah, I'm just kind of watching this.
the chairs begin to pull out for the 6 of you. Pull out. As in inviting you to sit down.
All right, I'm just
Well,
gonna stand and watch, see what happens.
Well, it's rude not to sit, so I'm gonna sit in one.
You take a seat.
Yeah.
The chair kind of helps push in as you sit. So everybody who does sit, that's what happens. And as you sit, wine begins to pour into the goblet that is sitting right by you.
Pull out meat instead. Or
Are we all sitting down at the table?
I guess we'll sit down.
And again, as each one of you sit, the goblets begin to fill up with wine being poured. As aromas of food begins to waft into this room from the northern
I
area.
haven't had a good cooked meal from
No, it's been quite a while.
So yeah, bowls, plates, goblets, mugs, and silver eating utensils are all there, as well as a candlestick happen to also be pulled out and set in the middle of the table. A feast does come out as you
They're
have
just ready for us.
as
Where's the ringing of the bells?
you have meats, big birds and whatnot, come floating out to the table and sat down on the table. Big loaves, kind of like French bread, appears to be sit down on place like in a cauldron, a basket or whatnot, sitting there just
Right,
with a
yeah.
towel kind of just wrapped over it, like breadsticks in a way, but larger. You find fruits begin to also come out,
Thoron
grapes and apples.
Yeah, checks it over.
Some cheeses also begin to
I'm
come.
readying 5 points lay on hands as I'm eating this. Does it taste good?
What are you tasting?
First the bread, of course.
It tastes pretty fucking good. It's kind of got
If
a
it
buttery
tastes good,
garlic.
I'm gonna start consuming a
It
lot.
has like a buttery garlic type herb taste to it. It tastes really damn good. In fact, fresh and hot. I mean, it almost feels like it just came out of the
Happens when
oven.
you got servants.
Yes.
I've learned is not to question things as I'm like stuffing my mouth after tasting the first bite.
The meat tastes juicy and really good. The cheese is
Now we
Nice.
have order.
They're fattening us up.
Won't take much.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
let's.
well,
This is interesting. Let's
yeah.
try it out.
Should we-
Partake in the-
okay. Yeah.
Cheers to our invisible hosts, I guess.
With my ale,
Yes.
I cheers back.
Who's Otto?
Who's
What?
Otto?
I mean, I'm sure this is Otto's place, right?
Yeah.
What? It
That's
just
what the
means
sign said,
automatic or automated.
Wait a minute. I guess we should ask.
Wow.
Was it OTTO or was it ATUTO?
OTTO.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So give me just a minute here.
Yeah.
Only wants
Okay.
Constitution save.
Now.
Oh shit.
You have advantage. Both of us have advantage.
No, I'm actually I do need somebody to roll, but I'm it's nobody sitting actually at this table. Well, actually somebody is sitting at the table, but nobody's sitting at the dining table. I'm just trying to get a read as you guys are you guys can talk amongst yourselves at the table as you're munching on food and eating and everything else.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do after we eat this?
I want to do Autowits.
I'm curious about
I'm curious as
He
well.
seems like a nice guy.
I
Really
think
nice guy.
I think we're done. When we're done with this, we should investigate.
I'm wondering how they pay for this.
Who's paid what?
Okay.
But it makes sense why they put it in the Underdark.
It's
Is
probably
it magical?
Yeah, it's probably.
like
It's
because you
all-
can like what's the that's a big cleric spell though.
Well, there is.
Hero's Feast like
Yeah,
produces
But
stuff
also
like
there's
that.
this one from him that he can do.
but there is a wizard spell that's called Mighty Fortress,
Oh,
which essentially spawns a fortress.
And if you take what, a year
Yeah, it'll.
permanent.
But it comes with a staff of I think 1,000.
what level spell is that?
Mighty Fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with like 1,000 unseen servants.
What level of spell is that?
Oh, 8th.
Oh.
Yeah. Not really interested in. I mean, if he's
Only in the wizard tree too.
if he's not in a if he's not hostile, then that's fine. But if
I mean, he speaks Draconic. How bad can he actually be?
We've met quite a few bad ones. He has a tail. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Okay, I need you to give me a Constitution check.
Just a check or a save?
Check.
I did.
Speaks Draconic.
Uh,
And he can't. Big ass spells.
18.
Did they marry?
Okay.
Uh-oh. Are we eating a
You wake
dragon's
up.
food? Dragon's food?
In a strange
Oh,
room.
no. You said it now. It's just my brain went.
A smell of charcoal is really
He
strong.
hates someone.
You appear to be laying on a bed,
Oh, it's not burnt.
and as you're laying
It's
there,
not charred.
Yeah.
you see a lump under the covers next to you.
Oh, wow.
It's weird because you don't remember sleeping in this bed. As you sit up and kind of look around for a minute, you're starting to realize that your weapons, your bag, all gone.
It's not bad.
You have the clothing on you, but you have nothing else. Seem to be gone. There is the bed itself is like a canopy bed.
Remind me what that is.
Fancy.
A canopy bed is kind of like got drapery.
Okay. Got an umbrella on top.
Super
Um,
fancy bed. Okay.
Super fancy.
It's black curtains do seem to be drawn around you though. Like I said, where you're with you, you don't have any of your stuff. The curtains are drawn. As you open the curtains, you do notice in this room the other furnishings of like a coat rack that's over by a door, a chest that has clawed feet, and a wardrobe with a slender. Nope, you don't see that yet. With just a wardrobe and a writing desk with a matching chair. Again, you sat up from this bed. There was a lump in next to you under the covers, but you do appear to be slightly covered in soot and that strong charcoal odor.
Well, assuming since the lump is like right next to me, I'm gonna see what the lump is.
Okay, you pull back the covers. As you pull back the covers, you notice that the covers are stained from the ash of what looks like a skeletal remains. as the skeleton that is sitting there is seems to appear to be holding a nub of some sort, like a wand of such.
So I pick up the wand.
It's a nub. There is no wand. It's what's left over from it. It is a nub.
I still pick it up because I ain't got nothing else. At the worst, I can use it as something to hold on.
So it
to
is
as
a black. It
push.
is blackened. It's been blackened, so it's blackened.
I picked that up. Can I do a perception check? See what else is around.
Basically, I kind of gave you the perception check
Oh, okay.
already when I gave you the description.
So I get up and I walk towards the. I forgot what the word is. Closet.
That'd be a wardrobe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go wardrobe and I look inside.
It is empty, but there is a thin, slender mirror that's on the inside of its door, and
So
you can
like on
see.
the door.
Yeah. Do you have dark vision?
No. I have eagle vision, which is not the same. I can just see very far.
Okay. So this room's pretty damn dark. There's not really any light, so you can pretty much see maybe like 5 feet within front of you, within range. Yes, it's kind of like what you're doing. You're putting your hands out in front of you, trying to.
Okay.
I kind of gave you the layout of the room
So
ahead of time, but we're just playing it off as.
So the only thing left I feel like I can do is check the chest. Hope to God it's not a mimic.
Okay. As you kind of bump around and move around the room and everything, finding the wardrobe, opening it up, you get a slight glance of something shiny, and you notice something was in the mirror, reflection-wise. How intelligent are you?
I have an intelligence of 11.
Okay, so you can determine that it's most likely a mirror and not some sort of stranger trying to jump out at you. You bump around and stumble around to find a chest. The chest I described, you open it up. It is also empty as well.
Do I see a door out of this room?
It'll take some fumbling around since I didn't realize you had no dark vision. Just give me a perception check with disadvantage, and then we're going to leave you right there for just time being and flip back over to the group sitting at the table eating.
Meanwhile, back to the ranch.
Pretty much. So
Oh, 6.
it's going to take a bit. All right, so you guys are eating at the table. As you're clearing off the plates do get lifted up from you and taken back to the other room where they came from. As the meal is finished and consumed, no other meal is like brought out, so it's not continuously meal food coming out. It was one type of feast or whatnot that was brought out to you. You ate it, you consumed it, and now it's being picked and cleaned up from you guys. Standing there eating this has actually been really good for you guys, as you haven't probably had a meal like this for a while. Even when you went back up for a day to your tavern, you had like maybe a glimpse of a good meal and then came right back. So this was pretty good. A little bit of greasy on food, whatnot, on some of your beards, those of you that have them.
Oh yeah. Just like,
An extra flavor.
Fingers, a little numb from the warmth. Some of you didn't really care and just bit right into it and just went on to it. But yeah, it was a good feast.
we're in Flavor Town.
So
Nap time.
what do you guys want to do from this?
Just for timekeeping's sake, or how long is this? I mean, we've been like 2 hours in the day, or
So-
how long since we left? Since we got up, trekked around.
Got up, you
Big
mess with the I'd say this probably puts you close to maybe hit noonish,
Okay, this is lunch.
because you guys did fuck around with the
yeah.
sauna and the bathrooms and
Looked
such.
around
So
with
that
boxes.
probably, I'd say that probably ate up a good portion of
All
the
right,
day.
I just wanted to see where we were.
Yeah.
On that. Well, that was delicious. And that door that to the north was just the kitchen, and were we looking in as the
Okay,
stuff
so
was happening, or
So I'm gonna point. I'm gonna give you kind of which direction the table would have been facing. So I feel like the table would have been facing this way in order
Okay.
to house 12 of you, because it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to go this way. So it's facing this way. So depending on where you guys were at the table, so if somebody was sitting maybe like down here, could probably notice more in the room as it was opening up, or even some, anybody on this side would probably notice more
I
of
feel
that
like
room.
Bertram would always like keep what he does
Okay,
is to keep an eye on
so he probably would have took
stuff. And things.
one of the head of the tables then.
He
Okay,
probably would have done that anyway.
gotcha. Instinctual.
Yeah.
take the head of the table. Gotcha. So yes, you would have. I would say Bertram probably would have glanced into the room as light from her orb and
This
the
room
candle.
was lit. I obviously.
It is lit. Orb
Yeah.
and the candlestick
Yeah.
is lighting the room. I'd say you probably would have got from the glimpse of stuff that yes, it does appear to be a kitchen that's over there.
I mean, never hurts to take a peek.
Yeah, should we
Go
go
in
in?
Yeah.
Instead of exiting out the door we came in, go into the kitchen
Going
and
this
see what's
way?
in there.
Okay.
If they'll let us.
Is everybody doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all done now. We get up,
Yeah.
continue the.
And the table's kind of getting cleaned off and everything else. It's almost done, but you go ahead and you go into this kitchen area. Okay.
Hmm.
There are two more doors that are here.
We just need to play the door game.
Yeah.
1 and 2, and then going this way. Now, as you guys get Mal, you feel like as you guys are walking in, you're starting to feel something push on you towards back towards the door that you came in, as you're probably one of the back few of the two that go in or whatnot. You feel something trying to nudge you to leave the area, as a few of you actually start feeling it, but you feel it first, and then a few of you guys start feeling that as well, as it feels like something's pushing you towards the exit of this room,
Back to the.
Oh,
either
the
back
dining
towards the
room.
dining room or out through the other door.
Oh, something doesn't want us in here.
Yeah, something does not want us in here.
I'm assuming it's whoever was carrying the plates.
But that is what you're getting right now.
So going
So
that way. Do you want to go through here?
See if it, yeah, just to see if we move towards these doors, if that sensation just, increases.
I need an initiative roll then.
Oh shit. Never mind.
Good job.
Well, god damn it. That
Just
makes
because
sense.
I need to know how everything is going to play out.
It's full.
Yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
assuming
as
you
full as
did
you are.
directly tell me, then you don't want.
Oh my god.
No, I have not told you anything
yes,
that I
yeah.
need you to know yet.
So
Why did it have me roll twice? Stupid mouse. Sorry. Didn't mean to roll
Gotta pet it
twice.
more.
Right?
Okay.
what of this initiative? Yours shows
Wow.
thinking.
And we all rolled low.
We don't see.
Just absolutely full stuff. Just not really ready to.
So I have Mal and Bart that are 5s.
I think she has.
I have Thoron, that's a 4. Priqrin, that's a 9. And Bertram, that's a 12.
Yeah, and remember that's +9.
Wow.
Mine's a +6. Roll
And
a 3.
Bernnice, I am taking your first roll.
Okay.
I don't know why I rolled twice, but I'm taking your first roll as 21.
Okay.
For Bernnice. So with that, the reason why we're going initiative, because I need to know, because things will play out in this area, and I need to know how things are playing out. So who's doing what type of thing. So Bernnice, you're first up as, again, each one of you are feeling the nudge towards a door. In this case, I will allow you guys to take control over your character tokens, and you can place your character tokens where you feel you would be in this room as you guys moved in. And then we will start at the top of the initiative.
What about here?
I going to throw my hands up in surrender and move towards this door.
As you do head towards that door, you do feel like the nudging isn't as strong. You still feel the nudge, but it's not as strong.
Okay.
So you feel like since you started heading that way, it's not bugging you. And I am going to go ahead and open this door up automatically right now just to get it out of the way.
Door open. Like,
So
yes.
if you have enough movement to go out and you want to go out, you can go ahead and go out the door.
I don't remember where I was.
You got nothing.
Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna actually just stay right there where I put myself.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
All right, so it is their turn. They did roll, which is really hilarious, higher than everybody but Bernnice.
Rolling the highs.
I get it.
So
So weird.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is, other than Bernnice, because she actually moved away, I'm rolling an attack. It's kind of a push. Bear with me on this one. So going table wise, I'm going to start here and go this way. So Mal, you're the first up. 17. Okay. You take 1 point of damage, and you're moved back one square towards the door because they are like slamming into you, pushing you back. Okay. Thoron, 7's not going to hurt you or move you, but you feel it. I mean, you can feel the shoving, like the hit and the slam or whatnot that they're trying to do. Priqrin, 13. Okay, you same description. You feel it. Bernnice, you moved, so that will skip over to Bertram. I got a 19.
Yeah.
Okay, move 1 square closer to a door that's closest to you and take 1 point of damage. And then Bart, you feel the same as the other three. You feel that forceful slam, but it doesn't hurt you or move you.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it goes to BB.
Bertram's just sees that and just gonna surrender, and he's gonna move out into the hall.
Okay. As you move out towards the hall, you don't feel any other type of thing come towards you. Like you don't feel anything taking reaction as you choose to do that. Okay, if that's all you're going to do, then we'll go to Priqrin.
I'll move out of the room.
Okay. And I will describe the room to you guys as well here. I just want to get this out of the way, and I'll just give you a quick little rundown of what you see. Actually, I'll do it now. Sorry. Just in case that changes what Bertram wanted to do, okay? So in this room, you did see tables, stoves, cauldrons, cooking utensils, and food in various states of preparation. A lot of it's mostly after it's been already prepared, since you guys have already eaten the food. Those of you that are magic in depth, you do realize that all this food is magically created and appears fresh. Packed in cupboards that are open cupboards. I'm going to say open cupboards because otherwise, what's the point? You see, you see the stuff that you just used, bowls and such. You see enameled bowls, plates, and goblets and mugs being put into the cupboards, as well as silver eating utensils you used, and the candlestick being put out and put up. And that's kind of what you saw as you guys walked in. And then all of a sudden you start getting pushed and everything else. So sorry about that. I should have gave you that description. That's me just trying to give it to you. So that way, if Bertram wanted to do anything else or change his mind, what he do, you can do that now if you want.
Yeah.
No? Okay. Then we'll go ahead and go to Peter. And you left. Nothing changed on your end? Okay. Mal, you were shoved pretty much back one square towards that door. Is there anything you're wanting to do?
Let's stay in. I'm just gonna move back.
Or you move back in that room? Okay. Yeah. All right. And then after Mal, BF. I figured she had the higher dex.
Yeah.
Since you both rolled the same.
Bart will move out the door as well.
Okay.
Up here.
All right. The last one that really appears to be in the room is Thorn. So what do you want to do? I know you want to check those other doors. You have.
Oh no!
You-
They give
you
me
can-
food.
You can definitely do it. It's just you're pretty much being pushed, shoved, slammed, whatever you want to call it, towards a doorway. Closest one,
I
not
move out.
those though. So you leave too.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were kind enough to give me food. I'm not gonna.
With that, and it would be your turn, and I'm assuming
Yeah.
you're leaving too.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
say thank you and then walk out.
Namaste.
All right.
Yep, namaste.
Then that will end the in that as everybody but Mal seems to be in the hallway.
Mal,
Marco.
where
So
are
that
you?
will end initiative.
She's in that
I'm
dining room.
Marco and now.
Mal, you can go ahead and move everything wherever you want to be out in the hallway real quick if you want.
Nope, there she is.
Okay.
Took the long way.
So
You shoved out that door.
you guys find yourselves once again out in the hall. Where are you wanting to go to?
We'll
Do
take
we
this
want
door.
to backtrack? Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
so
do we
this
want to check
Yeah.
out that door?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go check that out.
Flashing back over to the stranger in the dark. Takes you a few minutes to finally stumble across the door. But you're able to find the door itself. Are you opening it? What you doing once you find that door?
Is there a coin in this one?
Hold on.
Or-
Him.
Okay. So I've looked in the room. I can't find anything else. I can't find my own stuff because either it's gone or I can't see it. So I'm gonna open it.
Okay. It is again a darkened hallway. Does not appear to have any lights of any sort. And do you remember coming here? You had a light source, you had a torch, but you have no torches with you now. Like everything seems to be stolen as far as you're concerned. It's not with you, so it's stolen. But it does appear to be a darkened hallway that you step out into while opening that.
Am I at the end of the hallway, or middle of the hallway, or am I left and right?
Hard to tell since you're unable to really see.
I'm gonna get out into the hallway and then I'm gonna touch the wall to my immediate right. I don't have
Okay.
a map here, so.
Yep. No. I know.
And I'm just gonna walk the hallway slowly, like this. One hand out in front, the other hand in my right, so I don't hit nothing.
Okay. And you said you're choosing the right.
I'm assuming yes.
Okay.
Good thing I decided.
Give me a dex save.
Question,
Yes.
because I have danger sense. That
No.
I can see. Nope.
It's not.
I asked.
It does not qualify under danger sense.
Asked for that.
I
reason,
know.
sir.
Okay, I don't have a token for his person. How do we create a token for his person? You know, I may just use something else for right now.
Temporary?
Yeah, I'm going to use a temporary token for you just for right now, okay?
Okay.
So, anyways,
Roll to 15, sir.
you didn't go to D&D Beyond, did you? Do you not have that?
I
Like-
had told it to.
No, it's fine. I can. Yeah, you don't have. Okay.
But I remember I had to turn it off in my.
Roll one more time. Sorry, this is going to be with disadvantage. I forgot. It's going to be disadvantage because it is in dark and you can't see. And there is reasoning
A
behind it.
9.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's perfectly fine. So, as a group, you guys just decided to turn around and enter that first door that's there that would now be on your right. You hear a loud sound that actually comes from behind you.
From down the hallway.
Yes, as you hear a poof sound.
First human interaction
First, what did you say?
in the castle.
Oh.
First interaction with that actual being.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And take 3 points of damage. As you hit a banister,
Oh,
you
you're talking to me.
3
Okay.
points of damage.
Okay.
As you were feeling around the wall, and you came across a banister and head over.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what the save was. You can't see in the dark. You're following the wall. You came up across the banister and you fell over the banister, hitting the bottom of the foot of the stairs, making a loud thud and cursing, whatever you want to call it. But this is easy enough for you guys to hear a loud boom on the ground and somebody making noise behind you.
Hello?
Bertram raises his hand crossbow.
Okay.
Timora, I could use some help here.
Or, where are you?
Marco.
Wait. Did she just speak back?
So
Yeah.
Bertram's readied his crossbow. Everybody else seems to be hollering down the hallway.
Yeah.
And a voice seems to be hollering kind of maybe back at you.
Bertram uses steady aim just in case.
Okay. Right now, Bart, you don't see anything around that corner, I don't believe. I don't believe your vision sees. If you do, you see like maybe
I
a
see
pair of feet. You see maybe
I can see. Ron can see the token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd probably see maybe a pair of feet that seem to be at an angle or such.
Yeah.
Like it's not on the on the floor like standing up, and it's not flat like it's laying on the floor vertically. It almost seems to be at an angle in a way. As I'm assuming you're going to stand up.
Yes, I am standing up.
Okay. You should have access to that token, so you can move that token out into the hallway if you like.
I do not.
He has nothing on his map.
There's nothing.
Southwest.
No, it's just a blank white screen.
Blank
Like white?
screen.
Yeah.
He doesn't use dark mode.
I turned vision on, so you should see something, but you have no night vision, so that's not turned on.
He's on the map.
And
Does
I
his
have you
token
on,
have?
and I
was it
gave him.
controlled by?
It says he went by Biggs.
Yeah.
He doesn't have his character name. He went by Biggs, so I gave him control to Biggs. So Biggs does have control over the token.
I'll refresh again.
Yeah.
There he goes. Change colors on.
And we'll get your actual token before next game or something. We'll get that all sorted out. But
Drop out, drop back in. See if that'll fix it.
I'm just gonna move him over once. So while you're doing that, you can still tell me what you're doing. I can move you for now.
I'm getting up, and do I see anybody else?
So as you get up, there is like 1 or 2 steps right there that you got to walk down just to get into the main hallway.
Can I see light in that main hall?
Yeah, there should be. So your orb.
Barely be touching the end right there.
I believe her orb has.
Oh no, it's right there.
It is on. It's 40.
There, it's not right.
He would be able to see
Yeah.
the orb.
Yeah, the light comes about right about here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the way I look at it, the light would have spilled just like how it shows right here.
Oh,
The light would probably be spilling out around here. So yeah, you can see the light. It's just. I'm gonna say yes. You see a light down the hallway.
I mean, he would see everything down the hallway.
So
Yeah, as long as he steps up and gets into the hallway. That's what I'm trying to get him at. That's why I moved.
Mr.
I step up, I
Yeah.
get into the hallway, I stand up, get in the hallway, and I see light, and they say, "Oi! You the ones that took my stuff?"
Are you Odo or Otto? Sorry.
Are you Mr.
No, I'm
Warlock?
bossed.
Lost. Okay.
Is that short for something?
No.
So, standing in front of them, they see what?
I am a 7-foot, bare-chested,
I can't say I'm the tallest.
red-headed,
I
blue-eyed
don't know how to.
barbarian, tattoos, and a
Okay, then I was the tallest.
clothes that are patchwork of animals that I've slain.
That's messed up.
You two
Okay.
are gonna be great friends.
That's messed up.
Pause. I know you have skulls, okay?
Yeah, but I don't like animals.
The debate.
Look, the skulls of the
debatable.
animals
All
we
right.
killed.
In front of you,
It's fair.
Not
you
animals.
see a clad of group of
Abominations.
people.
Yes.
At least 3 dwarfs, 1 blue dragonborn who's not shift, right?
Yep.
So a blue dragonborn.
No, the first experience.
And 2 humans, 1 female, 1 male. Out of the dwarfs, you see 1 female of the dwarfs. It's kind of hard to tell because she's got nice little mutton chops going on, but she's probably the one that doesn't really have a full frontal beard. But you see the 2 other dwarfs are definitely male. But that's what you see in front of you down the hallway. But yeah, so he's hollered at you guys.
Well, except for that one.
What are you doing here? What happened to you?
I would like to know the
Could
same.
be an
Yeah.
We don't know it.
Wait, we asked him if he's Otto. Did he respond?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm bossed.
oh yeah, boss.
And also, he does appear to be caked with soot.
Oh, sorry. Forgot to say.
No, it's fine.
Where did you
you-
come from?
Well,
I don't see.
that's a long story. But outside of Waterdeep,
Into the shadows, Bart.
outside of what? Do you realize where you are right now?
well, I was
I guess
sent.
maybe can't even see him.
I was sent by the guild to come down here and kill monsters and study them.
The guild? What guild?
What
Monster
guild?
Hunters Guild.
I forgot.
Monster Hunters Guild?
Deep's a big city.
That's true. Good point.
It's a relatively small guild.
How long have you been down here?
Good
Do
question.
you know where you are?
No.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Call those fingers?
Now that's messed
up.
All right, I'm just gonna.
You do realize you're deep in the Undermountain.
That I knew. I knew I was in the Undermount. I just didn't know where in the Undermount.
What floor do you remember last being on?
Deep
5th.
Well, you're not there anymore,
in the Wildwood?
Yes.
and we're not going back.
Oh, did you kill any for creatures there?
I'm here to study them. Only kill them if I have to.
Yeah, don't kill him.
Did you find the green dragon we left?
I'd like to see a green dragon. That's something to report.
The carcass of the green dragon.
Yeah.
Unless you got rid of that.
Why are you covered in soot?
the carcass of the green
Questions I have not answers for.
She's
Okay.
a
What's the
You were
last thing you
on the
remember?
floor, right?
Sleeping.
Yeah, we're on the
Sleeping.
seventh.
Where were you sleeping?
on the 5th floor.
All right.
Did you meet Willow?
No.
Oh, how did you not meet Willow?
What did you light on fire?
Nothing. What did the person next to me held this, and there were a bunch of charred bones, and I showed them the snub of the
Hey, yo.
wall.
So, are you
Sisters.
approaching them? Because right now,
Yeah, I'm about halfway approaching them.
right now it's you're almost out of line of sight to most people. You're like right on the edge of the
Really,
light.
I can see them really well.
Bertram can barely see you, and I think Mao, everybody else can see you just kind of fine, and Bart definitely can see you. So if you're
see
gonna,
I get about halfway up.
brains on your.
I
can't see
walk slowly.
Nothing.
Yeah, and you see Bertram kneeling with his hand crossbow
No, I
drawn
hide
on you.
behind Bart.
as you approach more into the
That's,
light,
that's
Yeah.
close enough.
What are you gonna do with that, little man?
That's a fence.
Oh!
You can tell that's what party forms.
Okay.
For charisma 5.
Does he know how quickly and not even realize it happened?
as he
All
does
right.
approach closer to
Calm
the
down,
light, you
no
guys do
man.
realize that
Just drawn on.
he is definitely unarmed. You don't see a single weapon on
And
him.
barely clothed.
Oh, good. An easy kill.
It's like a fur bikini.
No.
I'm kidding.
What's around the corner? Where'd you come from?
A dark ass hallway.
See about that?
Sounds like you fell somewhere.
Yeah.
Me.
I bruised my knee.
What did you fall?
On whatever tripped me and fell down here. I don't know.
Oh, so you were up?
Yes.
Oh, there's
You fall
must
down
be
the stairs?
I think so.
Done that, don't
Kind of rubbing my knee a little bit. It's big and purple.
Still get that sound out of my head when you did that. Boom. Oh. Oh, that's rude. I still can't get that sound out of my head either.
So you can.
So I'm assuming you guys don't have my stuff.
No.
Because I can pretty much see all the stuff you guys have. It's not mine.
Yeah, I don't think this skull is yours.
Paul's like,
I don't know that.
Right? It's tucked away.
What did you have?
What did you have?
I had my pack and my axe.
I like tuck my axe back.
No, yours is small.
Small. What's going on about the short
No.
stuff? I don't know how.
Thorin, you're normal size for your person.
I extend my stilts.
I look up since I've been looking down at him for a while.
He doesn't go up that high.
I go from
He goes from 3 feet to 6 feet.
5 feet to
So I go from this to this.
I thought you said you were around 4.
with the stilts collapsed to an extra foot. I'm 5 foot.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find him.
Pretty tall for a dwarf.
that's what I'm saying. Because I could have sworn he's not much taller than you guys.
We're short.
You two,
dwarves.
Yeah,
you two
we're-
are shorter than
We're short
normal.
for dwarves.
What's the tallest dwarf? 5 feet, right?
Yeah, average is 4, and we're 3 feet because
Yeah.
we're.
Three.
Oh, 5 foot just sounds like a short human.
Yeah.
Hey,
Or a tall
call me
dwarf.
short.
Yeah,
Okay.
not calling you a dwarf, just calling you short.
Oh, what are we?
2 feet.
310.
They're 2
Yeah, we're
feet. So yeah, I'm
3'10".
3 foot. 3 or 4 foot. Anyways,
6.
it's 5 feet. See the card?
Mm.
Anyways,
How
Meanwhile-
much are you extending the stilts?
who are you working for in Waterdeep?
I don't want to hit my head on
The monster hunter still.
Who are they?
I don't know.
Self-explanatory, isn't it?
I don't know if the stilts actually say if you can control how high you go up, or are they fully
says-
extended?
By 2
Yes.
to 5 feet.
No.
Berquin's asking.
So is
Not
the,
trying
1
to
foot fully collapsed.
is the Monster Hunters Guild a known guild in Waterdeep? Would we know
It's
this?
very small.
Would Bertram know this?
Just like gnomes.
Bertram, you can roll a,
Whatever
History
it is,
check.
or if it's gnome.
and I'll allow you with a advantage on that one. Okay, so
I got 15.
okay, and just to give you kind of a reference, the walls and floors and everything, it's a 20-foot high ceiling, smooth gray stone is what this all is inside this castle. Because you mentioned height, and I just wanted to give you a height reference. So it is, oh shit, 20, never mind, hold on. 20 foot, that would have been, I added another point of damage. Sorry. It should have been 2d6s on that fall, not 1d6.
My knee hurts even more.
Really? Hurts about the same. Anyways. 15. Okay, so Bertram, with your connections and what we know about what you know about your background and everything else and what you do for a living, I would say that you're fairly familiar with most guilds, hunting or otherwise, that you know of it, but you may not have full insight on what they do. Like, you know, right. You can pretty much know that he may not be making this up with that.
If you guys need proof of who I am, here, help me find my pack and I'll show you my sigil.
You have any form of identification, sir? You cannot pass these gates.
The last time you said it was on level 5.
That's when I was last awake.
That's the last time you
You're
thought.
on mission.
Yeah.
I need to check my stuff.
I'm not going back to level 5.
Yeah, we're not going
Yeah.
back to level
Yeah.
5.
I
Sorry,
don't
dude.
think it's on level 5. I think it might be in the castle. Not
Well-
entirely sure.
He was pissed off enough, it might be in level 5.
Yes.
Well, I took all of her stuff.
Yeah, but
Nothing that he said was there, or she, or whoever you are.
Yeah, but it's been several weeks since we were
yeah,
there.
it's been a few weeks.
Several days.
Several days.
Yes.
And he didn't see Will.
Those frogs could have talked.
That was her face was so serious.
Okay. So,
What monsters have you seen?
What?
Just I don't know.
And you don't
No, I'm
You don't
saying
have
Jason
it.
doesn't know because I don't.
you don't have a specific mission?
No, I'm just supposed to study and report back.
Back.
Technically, I'm not even supposed to kill any monsters, but I am able to defend myself.
Were you with a group?
No. I generally don't go with
So
groups.
you're on the 5th
You
floor,
were by yourself?
under deep by yourself.
That's never good.
So-
Don't be suspicious. Don't be.
with you guys coming into this castle, looking around a little bit, found a nice little feast of a table. They had a nice little meal with a stranger who appeared to stumble out of the darkness out of nowhere, not knowing or claiming that he doesn't know, unarmed and unaware of where he's at or the settings that he's at. You guys are on the now maybe possibly defense, who knows, of what's going on, but you're in a strange castle and a strange person has appeared. And that's where we're going to stop for today. And we'll figure more of this out next game.
Good stuff.
So I definitely appreciate you guys for watching the game. Definitely appreciate it. The person that joined us is Jason. He's joining in on our campaign. He is a player that was with us before, had to drop out for work related, and he's back now, playing a different character than what he had before. We're going to see how this guy plays out, the character wise, later on in sessions. So again, thank you guys for watching and joining us. Anybody have anything to say?
Don't forget, Lord Helm protects.
Okay. All right. With that, and I usually start the thing, and I forgot to say it. I am Drunk Monkey 42, but today I am Ryan the DM. Thank you guys for watching. I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, that's last call. I'll catch you guys next stream.
See you next week.
Peace.
Yeah.